Hello, everybody. My name is Clay of the Wouldst channel. I've got three great players here ready to play some Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Blood in the Chocolate. My first time running Lamentations, so let's see how I do. So to start off, we'll run out a little synopsis of what the module is about, and then the players will introduce themselves, and then we'll get started. The year is 1617, and the only thing on the minds of every noblewoman and every aristocrat in Europe is chocolate. The act of eating this most confectious of items brings such pleasure. It has become the most prized item. Tea, spices, even liquor fails to compete. It all comes from one place, LUCIA de Castillo's factory in northern Friesland. This businesswoman has Europe by the balls, and some would pay handsomely for the secrets of her success. But Lucia's factory isn't what it seems. The horrors and cruelties that exist within the walls defy the imagination itself. Nobody ever gets in, and nobody ever comes out. So, each of the players has received a letter, a golden letter from the French Consortium of Chocolate, requesting their assistance in getting this information. They are to gather ingredients, chocolate itself, recipes, and any personal items of Lucia, so which they can either purchase the factory or take it from her. Our adventures begin at a small inn outside of Friesland to meet their contact, Hans, at the bar of the Golden Goose. You guys can take it away. We'll go with Mr. Ian is the first on my left, so we'll start with him.
Okay, I am playing Celine, the elf, today. Celine is actually the clone of the original Celine in the middle of another dungeon somewhere else. In another game that we played in, however, we ended up with copies of each of our characters. So this is the copy I'm playing. She's kind of a bit vain. She's also a bit aloof, but for the most part, you know, she's just in it for the adventure and hopefully make some money along the way.
Very good. If we go with Mika, your turn, Matt.
Yeah, I'm playing Princess. She had some years ago a different normal name because she's actually the daughter of a noble. She was supposed to wear dresses and go to or follow nice invitations, and she was so fed up with that that she ran away from her father to pursue her own life and started a criminal career, being a specialist in game terms. And she's only 17 years old, and she's the survivor of the chateau.
Very sweet. Alan.
I will be playing Jazat, Jazzy Caskbuckle. She is a female bearded dwarf. She's got beautiful mustaches that are braided and pleated into her beard. She wears a really pretty dress. She's a socialite. She likes to travel around and is a real fun time party girl. She's gotten this invitation and or being a lover of chocolate, eating it at the various social events she's been to, she's looking forward to checking out this factory.
Very cool. So each of you have made your way to Friesland. It's winter time. There's about a foot of snow on the ground. So if you needed to accumulate winter gear, that's fine. You know, furs and whatnot, clothing. And you made it to the Golden Goose. It's not a problem. The inn is quiet. There's only one actual person inside besides the owner who's behind the bar. And you see a very well-dressed Frenchman sitting down, drinking some wine. And it looks like he's having a meal of some such. It looks like a shepherd's pie in front of him. And upon you entering, he's, thank you for coming to such a short notice. Yes, sit down. Enjoy a cup of wine. And you see, hails the owner, and a very stout man comes out and waits for you guys to sit down.
Celine will go and is the wine already poured, or?
No, it has not been. They're waiting for you to order what you'd like. But he'll pour you a glass. He's got a few extra glasses there. There's 3 extra ones for the 3 of you. If you like what he's drinking. It's red.
It's red. Celine will taste it.
It's actually a decent wine. It's probably not top notch, but it's not bottom of the barrel kind of wine. Pretty middle class.
She'll shrug and sit down.
Of course. He bows. Hans turns to the other 2. Ladies, please make yourselves at home. We will discuss business shortly.
Take it off my extravagant fur winter clothes. I'll hang that on a hook and I'll curtsy to him and say, "Thank you, laddie," as I accept a glass of wine.
His eyes raise up a little bit, noticing the beard. Of course. And you?
And Princess walks up, looks a bit irritated at Celine as she tastes the wine, and then turns one chair around and sits on it the wrong way. Looks to the Frenchman and says, "Oh, come on. Don't do the noble thing here. You're not a noble. Just tell us what we're supposed to do and get finished with that, huh?"
Of course. And he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a small box. You've seen it before. It's a high-end delicacy. He opens it up and there's 4 pieces of chocolate. And he says, "Do you wish some chocolate? This is what you're going to be going after. You've read the letters. You know that we're asking you to, what is the word? Infiltrate the chocolate factory of Castillo. This is one of her chocolates," and he pushes it forward.
Princess takes 2, 1 with each hand.
Okay. He looks at the other.
Celine will take one out and just take a little nibble on it to see what it's like. She has no idea what chocolate is, what it's like.
As the taste hits your tongue, I mean, it's like a drunk towards his first shot of booze in a while. It's almost heavenly that it starts to melt. It's delicate, soft. It hits your tongue. It's very good. You want another piece. If you haven't eaten it, your willpower to finish it is strong. Unless you're weak and you just stuff it down your mouth. But it is very delicious.
She wants to just stuff it in her mouth, but sorry.
Go for it.
You go ahead.
No,
I was just going to say she wants to just chow it down, but she's going to try to show restraint amongst these new companions she's not very familiar with. So she will just kind of nibble on it for a while.
Jazzy will pluck up the remaining piece daintily with a pinky sticking out, but she more or less tosses the whole thing in her mouth and just like
He watches
you moan.
He watches you guys eat, and you notice that he's hungrily looking at your mouths as you're stuffing this chocolate in. It is delicate, yes. Well, on to business. And he shoos off the owner, who seems to go behind the bar or the door that's back there, probably the kitchen, and he leaves you guys in peace. Hans pulls out the letter that he was sent to all you, the golden letter, and says, "You may not know each other, but it seems that you are our next contestants. We've sent some others in, but haven't had the greatest results of them coming back. So, the factory is to the north of the town. It's by itself along the coast. The northern sea blows, the northern sea blows, so it's going to be quite cold and chilly. It'll be the 3 of you. The French Consortium of Chocolates will offer you this." And he pulls out his scroll and he says, "For any sample of the cocoa bean, 200 gold. For a sample of the liqueur, 1 pint, 200 silver. A copy of her original ingredients and recipes, 500 silver. Any mundane secret ingredients that you find, 100 silver apiece. A working map of the factory, priceless, 500 gold." And he kind of leans back, rubs his chin. "What say you?"
princess is staring at Celine while the Frenchman is telling them the price list. And when he's finished, she suddenly blurts out, staring at Celine's cleavage, and says, "How do these things even stay up?"
My people do not suffer the effects of time the same as yours.
Huh. And sounds good, Frenchman.
Hans is looking kind of shocked. You don't know what you're talking about. He's looking back at the two of you.
I wish to confirm, for a sample of the bean, the cocoa bean, you said 200 gold pieces. Is that correct?
That is correct. For a sample, if you bring in 5 or 6, we just need the one.
For a pint of the liqueur, 100 gold pieces.
Correct.
Not silver pieces, gold pieces.
Gold. And the rest is silver, except for the amount of the facility is 500 gold.
Oh, you said that the recipe list was with 500 gold as well, and the
Yes.
ingredients.
Those 3 items. The others, silver pieces. But if you can convince us of otherwise, of its importance, maybe you can get gold for that. No?
Okay, well, that's it's a pretty good amount of money. You must have lost a lot of people.
Everyone takes this job at their own risk. You have won the golden letter. So that means that we must have heard of you in the past. You must have survived some great job before.
Oh, I've been known to visit a fine ball or a dungeon crawl a time or two.
Well, nobody's been inside, so we do not know what you will face.
I thought you said somebody has been inside, but they didn't come back.
We have sent people in, but they don't come back, so we do not know if they made it in. That is why we are offering you this chance. If you come out, you make lots of money.
Those have been
love-
amateurs.
I do not know. It was another person that met with them.
I love exclusive parties. The chance to make some gold while having a good time. Sign me up. And she'll drain off the rest of her wine and look expectantly at this Frenchman to pour her another glass.
He pours it for you. He does have his original bottle.
Indeed, I will take this job as well. And I assume that our human companion here will need to retire soon, so I'm sure she needs the money too.
He looks to your human companion. He looks at kind of at his hands. He's human as well. And he's like, if you need a rest, madame, you have access to the facility. The French consortium has rented out this building for your purposes, at least for the week. After that, we'll see.
Oh, that will suffice, I guess, looking around.
It's not
Is
the
the
best
bar
of
tab
places.
covered, laddie?
No. Just your room and board.
But I'm at the water. Of course, my board includes drinks.
No. We could only cover so much. This place is quite expensive. We do not want our business being known to the rest.
She'll titter out a little laughter and say, I understand. I wouldn't want to drain your coffers dry before coming back with the beans.
That is perfectly understandable. If you wish us to foot the bill, we must settle before we pay you out. And if you drink too much, well, we're covering the whole, not the single individual. I.e., if you drink a bunch of shit, you're all going to be docked instead of just the one.
Yeah, Celine, like I said, is all about showing restraint for now. So she's still only halfway through her piece of chocolate, and she's only had a couple sips from the wine that she has. But Well, what do you think, Princess? Do you need to rest, or should we go immediately before the dwarf puts herself into debt with her drinking habit?
I'm young. I can still go. I'm not so sure about you. They say you grow old like trees, which you hug preferably, huh?
I have never hugged a tree.
It's no fun in hugging trees. They don't hug back.
I agree. Let's go then.
Okay, if you all are leaving, is that the course of action?
Yeah, Jazet will, Celine will approach Jazet though and say, "Your beard is fantastically luxurious. One of my best friends is a dwarf, and her beard is not nearly as well groomed as yours."
Picking up, what was that?
I'm breaking up.
What's fine to me. Oh.
It was on Alan's end, right? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm ready to go. I was just making a little throwback to a previous adventure.
It's all good.
It's not the first bearded dwarven lady I've traveled with.
Oh, you're friends of us wee folk.
Yes, one of my favorite companions. She is busy right now doing something else, but perhaps one day I will introduce the two of you.
I look forward to the pleasure of meeting her acquaintance.
Okay. You do get directions from Hans. You travel north for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and you come to a kind of an outcropping. Think of a peninsula that kind of shoots out a little bit of the main landform, and she's right inside that peninsula. It's probably, think of let's say a T that's sideways. So the top of the T would be here, and the middle of the T here, and at the end, you'd see her factory. You're coming down a small hill. Again, there's about a foot of snow down, and you see that a dock off to the side. You see it's probably 20 feet tall. There's 3 stories, kind of like a tower. You see it looks like a off to the right-hand side, more towards the water. It looks like a conservatory or an atrium for birds. It's about 20 feet tall, but there's a glass overhang towards it, a cover, like a cap. The rest of the building is flat, squared, and then the third level, it looks like it's probably about 20 by 20 feet. So it looks like a nice sized factory. It's huge. You don't know, can't tell how many rooms it has from this area. In front of it, you see the docks, and it looks like she's got a storage facility tied to the factory that the boats comes into and docks inside. It looks like as you're just walking and traveling that all her shipments come from the docks and then come into the factory that way.
And is there activity going on right now?
Right now, since you guys have left, it looks like there is some items on the docks, some crates and whatnot. There is one boat. And you see about 3 men kind of walking around. Other than that, you see no activity. From the actual factory, you do see lights coming from that atrium. From the top, you also see what appears to be windows on the very top of the like the first floor on the top. So there's no windows on the ground floor. They're on the very top. And you think from where your vantage point, there's a lot of skylights to bring in light. But there are no windows on the ground levels except to the very top. You'd have to climb up to go through that. And it looks quite, you can't really tell how big the windows are from this distance.
Now, these invitations we receive, are they from the French consortium, or are they invitations from the factory to get inside?
they are just to meet with Hans. It was the meeting place. You know, you guys were selected by the French Consortium of Chocolate for this mission through various means of how they found out about other missions you may have done. So you guys were given the golden ticket to attend this event. You can give me an in check, just your raw in check to see if you've heard about Lucia.
4 under 15.
Okay.
Over, so
I fail.
Everyone fails except our elven friend. She remembers nobility. This woman has been doing this a long time, and she hosts nobility and other people of rank. Again, she hosts them outside the factory. She goes to galas and different events, and then selected few can come inside the factory. A very select few. So you would never have received an invitation to the factory. She doesn't invite anybody unless you're of royalty or higher status.
Princess is staring at the factory with her glance of professionalism, and then turns around and looks to the dwarf, looks down at her and back up, and then cocks her head and says, I don't think we can get in there with you that easily. What about if we hide in one of those boxes and let us just be transported inside? And advantage, they should be transported to the ingredients section, whatever that would be called. Don't you think so?
As long as the boxes are going in and not coming out.
Well, we should establish that before, huh?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I can be. I've traveled inside of parties before under subterfuge. This plan sounds good to me as well.
All right then. And can I see from where we are now if those boxes we've seen are loaded onto the boat, or if they load off?
Go ahead and give me a D6 roll. And as you guys are looking, you also notice from your vantage point on the far side of the dock, on each end of the docks, you see shacks. Now that you're looking, you see 4 towers at each corner of the factory, and you think those are guard towers. Now that you're a little further down, and they're not lit up, so your keen eyes, now that you're looking at the docks, as you see 4 guard shacks. They're about 25 feet tall, roofed, and you notice every now and then the small light of possibly a cigarette. And as you look, what was your roll?
2.
2. You notice that there are large boxes, and as you're listening upon the wind, you hear moaning coming from within.
From the boxes?
From the boxes. They're probably about 6 feet tall and 6 feet wide, and there are about 8 of them.
I grin, turn around again, and say, I think we're not the only ones with the idea today. Did you hear that?
Do these groans and moans, do they sound pained or pleasureful?
You can't really tell from your guys' distance. You just kind of picking up on the wind. They're just and as you guys are looking, you kind of ducking and whatnot, but as you look again, you see a small building next to the docks as well, and you probably think that's the dock masters. That's probably the guy in charge where they hold all their documents and different things, kind of right there. And coming from that office, you see 3 men kind of step out, 2 burly, kind of strong guys, and 1 guy all dressed kind of decently. He's wearing winter clothing. They're all wearing winter clothing, and they come out, and the 1 guy that's better dressed is kind of pointing at the first box. And it looks like they're going to go inside the factory. They're going to actually pick up this box and go inside the factory. But you notice as you're watching them, it's too heavy for them. And the fancy man signals inside the building, the small little office there, and 4 more men come out. So you have a total of 7 men come out, and it looks like they're putting poles through each side of the box and kind of lifting it up probably a few inches off the ground, and they're slowly making their way into the factory's main door. What you see is a rather large double door in the very center of the factory.
And now they are gone, the people which were at the dock, or are they?
They're starting to leave. They're starting to leave. It's going to take them some time. They are struggling a little bit, and they have to set it down occasionally. Now there are only a few more boxes there.
And how far away are we?
How far away did you want to be?
A reasonable distance, so we can be sure that we're not seen, but as close as possible.
Go 50 yards, and I'll allow you to get there if you want to get there. Just rush and get there. You can,
Mm-hmm.
but you do notice that those 2 towers that you did see a little bit of red light coming from. You see someone smoking. That's probably guard shacks or guard towers looking around.
I have an idea to create a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
And are there any stones or anything around?
Yeah, in the ground and stuff. You guys are kind of in an area that underneath the snow is pebbles and rocks and different things. So you can just brush some of the snow down.
I'll say, Jezet, you look strong. Throw this stone across that way. Okay, so like if we're going to come down, for example, is it on the right side of the docks from where we're standing?
It's going to be on your left. As you guys are standing.
It's on our left, okay.
Yeah.
So I want to throw it then to the kind of right side of the factory.
Okay.
I will grab a hold of this rock and toss it the direction she wants.
And as she throws the rock, as it's moving away from us, because I have a range, let me check my range on the spell. I'm hoping that this will draw the attention of the guards. Yeah, it's got a range of 80 feet. That should be good enough. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the rock.
Okay. You see at one point of the guard, again, there's at each end of the factory from the back, there's 2 in the back, 2 in the front, one kind of right next to the dock area. And as you've thrown it, go ahead and give me a ranged attack, Mr. Dwarf or Mrs. Dwarf.
I rolled a 19, so it'll be a 21.
You put that wherever you want to put that.
And I
You want to put it behind them, you put it beside them, in between them, wherever you want to put it.
probably back behind them, furthest from where we're wanting to go.
You see movement, and a light flares on both of the towers as your rock lights up, and then you see 2 people inside. You see that they're carrying muskets. It looks like they've probably got 3 or 4 muskets leaning against the side, and 1 in each of their hands. They light torches, and they're looking at there. So you now have distracted them successfully. You can do what you like to do.
Celine's already moving.
Let's rush.
My stubby little legs are pumping to try and keep up as I'm lifting up my skirts.
You guys are making your way to the dock, correct? In those boxes?
Yeah. And while we're... Sorry, go ahead.
No, not a problem. You describe how you guys get there.
While Princess is running, she would already like take out her crowbar to be ready to bust open one of the boxes. We would all fit in one box. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like you could fit quite a few people. It's 6 by 6 feet, so you could fit quite a few.
Good. And I go for, if possible, for one of the boxes, which are hidden by another box. You know, like I imagine they're standing in rows.
Yeah, they're in rows of 2, so you can get one off to the side. You don't want to be seen, I imagine, so you
Yeah.
can get one inside. And as you guys all approach, you hear kind of the moaning and the whimpering of both male and female voices. And as you crack that one open, I imagine using your crowbar. And as you crack that open, you see inside 4 children. They're chained up. It looks like there's eye bolts on the floor. Looks like it'd hold probably 6 people in here if 6 adults were standing. Very decent, you know, heavy set to skinny. And you see 4 children kind of sitting down and their hands are manacled. And they look up at you. It looks like they haven't eaten in a day or 2. They're dirty, filthy, probably street urchins from the town. And they look up at you.
I hold my finger in front of my lips and do shh, and then look back to my companions and say, "Well, that's interesting. Come on, let's go inside first before we make decisions."
And you guys can easily squeeze inside if you wish. Though with the 3 of you plus the 4 of them, it is a little tight, but easily make it inside. How are you going to fix the box as you're all inside?
Oh, is it a lid, or did I take down one of the sides?
However you want to do it.
Probably the side, because how would we get a dwarf over the side of a 6-foot box? So yeah, the side. And huh?
We can lift her.
Pardon?
We can lift her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then the lid.
Okay, then you did the lid. Go ahead and give me a tinker check as whoever is going to try to seal it.
Probably I do. Oh, hold on. I failed. Shit.
Okay. I will let the others, if you guys want to do anything for a few moments before something happens, you're able to act. You're inside. You see 2 girls and 2 boys, probably just beginning teenage years.
So these boards that are on along the side, the lid, are there seams that can breathe, or are there air holes?
Yeah, I mean, it's you've seen crate boxes, but on the sides, on the front, these aren't the best made. So you do have cracks in the seams. They're not all, you know, they're warped wood. You can breathe. It's going to be stuffy with you guys. You guys are larger than the kids were, so you're moving more air and your body heat's heating it up. So it's going to be a little stuffy depending on how long you stay in here.
Princess, let me see your crowbar, and I'll stick it in between one of the seams, and I'll try and use my strength to pull it down. Hopefully, reseat the top of this box.
Okay, I'll give you a tinker check.
I fail.
Okay, you both notice that there's a gap. So if they look, if security is top notch, there's probably a half-inch gap on top, and you see 2 nails kind of sticking out. They did put themselves in.
I tell my other 2 companions to hold my legs while I'm standing, and I try to secure the lid, that it's not dropping to the side or wiggles around when they carry us, so it's not so noticeable. Okay. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. So as you're doing that, who's going to be holding you?
I'm pretty strong. I'll hold her.
Okay, as you guys are working it, you're getting stuff settled in, that's when you hear, "Load up the next one. We've got to get this inside before midnight. You know how the woman is. The mistress wants these test subjects in there ready to go." Damn it. You see another man beg, and then you kind of hear the holes being slitted in. And, let me smoke, and then we'll go. "Damn it, I don't pay you to smoke," says one voice. And you kind of hear him walk off, probably towards the water and the dock itself. And for about the next 5 minutes, nothing happens. You hear him talking, slogging of some type of liquid outside, and then you feel your crate being lifted up. They haven't noticed. You notice that they're not observant enough to notice the opening, and you guys are being carried inside.
Thank God for mindless dock workers.
You do, when you get to the end, it's like, oh, it's fucking heavy. What is in this stuff? We don't get paid to know what's in this stuff. Only Charles knows what's in these things, and he is not going to tell us. And as you guys approach a little further, you hear, let's set him down here for a minute and take a breather. For a moment, you guys are then brought inside. About another 5 minutes pass by, and you feel the warmth. You know, it's not as cool, the air. Even with all the bodies, you find yourselves inside. They set you down. Oh, let's get the other three. Ah, damn it. You notice it takes, you guys staying put, or are you going to get out? You notice that they haven't brought in the other boxes yet.
I would wait until they are. I hear that they are out of earshot, and then I would start to lift the lid a bit to let in light, and then I would try immediately to free the children. Question mark, as Princess looks to Celine and Jazzy, nodding to the kids.
Don't free the children.
Why not?
These are human children, right, Clay?
Yes, they are.
Okay, yeah, Celine doesn't care about them. So, because it'll blow our cover.
But we're going to get them later when we're finished.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Good.
I don't know what kind of underground slave ring she's running here, but that's not our job.
I don't care. I won't let children stay here. And she turns around to the kids and says, I'll come back for you. No worries.
They look at you, defeated, beat down, worn. One of the little girls starts to look sad, puppy dog eyes up at you as you guys are climbing out. You think you've probably got a couple of minutes before they get back, and now they're all staring at you.
Perhaps we should free them. It might provide further distraction as we infiltrate further into this warehouse.
See? And she climbs back in and
just free one of them and task them with freeing the rest.
No. They don't know how to open. What is it? Are those manacles or with a lock, or just?
Yeah, they're manacled, and the manacles and the chain run through an eye bolt that's bolted into the bottom.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, I would try to remove the chain.
Okay.
We don't have time for all of this.
Shut up! I have to concentrate.
What are the other two doing? Are you using your crowbar to snap off the thing, or?
Yeah. I guess if there's no lock, then I would use the crowbar.
Okay. There's no lock on these. It looks like they were never getting out. It looks like the actual bands around their wrists are welded.
Oh, okay.
So you're using the crowbar. What is the other two ladies doing?
I'm looking for a place to hide, someplace to kind of take cover, because I have a feeling these guards are going to be back soon, and they're going to catch Princess freeing these kids.
Okay, as you're kind of looking around, you are in a backwards L-shaped room. Instead of the normal L, it goes the opposite way. You find yourselves in a opening chamber. You're climbing out, and you look up, and you all just shock yourself for a moment as you see this huge painting hanging right there, right in front. You look over, and you see the double doors. You look to your left, you see that painting, a small door to the north. And then at the end of the bottom of the L, there's another door So there's the double doors you probably think you came through. You see a door to the north, and right next to it is this huge painting. Right under the painting, you see it looks like golden hands reaching out. It looks like coat hooks, but they're in the shapes of golden hands. This is a waiting room that you find yourselves in, the factory entrance. You notice that right next to you is another box, a big crate. You hear moanings coming from inside.
Oh, we'll never get Princess out of here. I'd be going over to the smaller door probably to have a look and see, or maybe probably. I'm no specialist, but I'd probably go and listen at that door.
So you're going to go to the one that's to your the northwest, in the smaller part of that L, or are you going to the north?
Oh, right, those two small doors.
Yep, human size or normal size doors, but they're smaller than the double door.
Yeah. From looking at the factory from outside, which one looks like it leads deeper into the factory? Probably the one to the north.
Probably the one to the north. Think of a box, and you're at the right-hand side, lower right-hand side of it. That's where the entry you think they took you to. So you're at the lower end on the far right. So if you went north, you'd be skirting the square, the factory. If you went to the northwest, you'd be kind of going towards the center of the square. On the very far end, you think is that atrium, or that bird atrium with the glass dome, is probably your far left.
I'm thinking northwest, personally.
Okay.
I'm not there.
Yeah, you're inside still doing so. Dwarven lady, what are you doing? You notice that your companion, your elven companion, is slipped out of the box and is looking around. As you slip out of the box, you're hit by that huge painting of a woman. She's decked out in regal. She's Spanish looking, or probably from Peru. She's got that cocoa colored skin. She's got a sword at her hip. She's posing. She's very voluptuous, and it looks like she's dominating the room. It looks like her painting is looking and scouring anyone who comes into this room.
I'd most likely be standing pretty close to the crate, crouched down, waiting on Princess to come out.
Okay, Princess. Oh, go ahead, Alan. Sorry about that.
I was gonna say just a little bit beyond the crate that we're at, hiding behind the next crate over.
Okay, you also hear the moaning from inside. Again, you can't tell if it's what it is. It sounds both male and female. They're just that defeated moan. Oh. Inside, Princess, you start to work. Go ahead and give me a strength check as you try to pop off the. Are you trying to pop it off from the bolt eye on the floor, or are you trying to pop it off from their wrists?
From the floor.
Okay.
And I rolled a 10, and I've got 10 strength.
Pop it off with a loud rip as that bolt is ripped from the wooden planks on the bottom. The children look kind of excited as that happens. And as you're going to get the other end for the other two children, that's when the other two notice, without rolling anything, that the double doors are slowly starting to open. It's been about 5 minutes as you're kind of working it, doing your stuff and looking around. It's slowly starting to open.
Hurry, lassie. The doors are starting to open. I'll whisper.
Do I think I could jump out again in time and hide somewhere?
Yes. I did not prep. Go ahead and give me if there's athletics or any skill of that sort. I do not have
Dex?
Or just Dex, yeah.
Or climbing?
I'll give you climbing. You can climb out.
Can I do Dex?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll let you choose either. You know, a Dex check is you scrambling out, rolling, and climbing as you're using the actual crate to climb out.
6 under 18, so yeah.
Okay,
and I would try to close the lid again, just so they don't notice immediately that something is off.
What are the other two doing?
I'm scoping out that door, northwest.
Okay, so you've got some coverage as they come in. Mrs. Dorf, you've got coverage as well. Doors open, and again you hear those voices. Oh, I wonder what this is going to be. And they kind of set it in, and lo and behold, they do not notice you, and they set the crate at the very end, or the very beginning of the other two. But as they turn around, as they've set this, they look directly at the elf, and they, oh, we'll go with initiative as they look up.
You fucked it up.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
I'm on 7.
Oops. I am on 6.
I am on 4.
You all go before them. What would you like to do? Right now, there's 4 of them inside. There's only one door open. The double doors are open, but only the right-hand side is fully open. The other one is closed.
I would like to shoot one who's not covered by the door.
Okay.
That's 6. Oh God. Starting grade 8.
Okay, that is a miss. That's what are you shooting him with?
A short bow, and she
Okay.
was probably doing that while sitting on the rim of the box still, and she just couldn't balance herself, so the arrow just flies into the wrong direction.
Very good. So after that is, I believe, the elf.
Yeah, I'm also firing my short bow. I did much better though, so that's 20 for 3
Go ahead.
damage.
He goes down. Oh, and he kind of goes down. And that's when you realized that they're a little sickly.
He was the only one coming in?
No, there's 4. It took 4 of them. So he was right in the front. They just sat down the box. It looks like they were in the process of moving the poles. And one of the guys up front stopped when he noticed the elven woman at the far end of the hall opening up the northwest door.
I would reach under my skirts and pull out a light crossbow and fire at the next guy that's up front.
Sounds good. Go
Is
ahead.
that a crossbow under your skirt, or are you just happy to see us?
A little bit of both, elfish wayfish maiden. And I would hit at a 14. That's
You
with a
got him.
-2 for pulling it. And that would be for 5 damage.
And that one, and the guy's behind, what's going on? So you do have a slight reprieve as they come out. How they had placed it is they both have to kind of go between the children's crate and the crate they just set down, and they're kind of stuck there. The one guy, he looks over, and all he sees is her. Ooh, an elven girl's here. I didn't know they had elves in here. And they kind of look down. You killed Billy! And again, just kind of shakes there. He doesn't know what to do. A morale check is, what is it, D20, and I have to roll under?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, morale's not on a D20. Morale is 2d6.
Did it?
And isn't it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You roll 2d6 to generate morale.
No,
3 actually.
Morale score caps off at 12, and you need to roll 2d6. And if you roll over their morale, then they
stay. Yeah, I think they stay if they roll over, don't they?
No,
Okay.
wait. Because if you have a morale of 12, you're fearless. You can't run away. So yeah, you have to roll over the morale for them to run.
Oh, I did it wrong.
You roll the morale or under them, they stay.
Okay. They cower. You notice that the guy that said, "You killed Billy," he's like shaking a little bit, and they run behind that little gap, and you notice that they're behind there. One guy's shaking a little bit, and you just see him. if this is the mistress's, if you work for her, we didn't see anything. Billy who? It's back on top.
In that case, I would like to jump one of them and grapple him. I'm sorry for that fucking grapple rule. I think he can actually, if they have weapons, they can they can immediately attack.
They have no weapons. Now you ran inside that opening between the two crates, so you kind of give them cover. But you run in and you grapple them. Go do your thing.
That's a 16 plus 17 plus strength. Okay, 17.
Okay, you got a hold of him. He doesn't seem to be resisting you at all. He's shaking.
And I call out, let's question them, so we don't have to search or I don't call. I say, let's question them so we don't have to search around so much.
As you turn back to yell out to your friends, you turn back to face him. That's when you see these boils on his face, these pimples that are just pus filled, and they one just pop right there, and it just dribbles down his face. And you notice that he's probably been suffering this for a long time now. And he's really ugly. I mean, his face is just filled with all these pimples that are probably an inch or two wide and big, and one just pops. Moments later, another one pops. So now it is the elven girl's turn. As you notice, your companion is blocking your view of them, saying, we're going to question them. And the door is still open that leads inside.
And we saw 7 guys earlier, so there's more of them outside still.
Correct.
I would like to, oh man, see, here's the tricky thing. I reckon there's going to be more guys coming in here shortly, so I want to take up a position where I can fire on anybody coming through that comes in through the door.
Okay.
Double doors, you know?
Okay. You rush over there and you're able to look. If you want to look out, peep out, you can. And all seems quiet.
Okay, good. All seems quiet outside, I'll say, and I'll hand it over to the dwarf.
Okay. Mrs. Dwelv, it is your turn.
So those other 2 are still crouching down?
You notice from what you can hear, she's on the other end, she's probably got one. Your human companion's probably got one, and they're cowering. You can hear them cower. Don't hurt us. We didn't see anything. We don't know anything. Who's Billy?
I will run up to the other guy that's cowering and grab him, go, gotcha, and grab a hold of him by the scruff of the neck and kind of march him over towards
it's a little tight as you squeeze over there, because think of a narrow hallway between these two boxes, and you squeeze past her. She's grappling the one guy. He's not resisting. Then you look over and notice the other guy. He's kind of crouched down, and you got him. He looks up at you, and he just smiles at you. No hurt me. I didn't do nothing. And you notice that his teeth are all gone, and his gums are kind of rotted. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I'll snatch him up by the scruff of the neck and say, over here with you, and march him back away from the front of this place.
I'm going to end combat at this point because they failed their morale check, and right now no one else is coming. So you have them in this room. Again, you see the huge poster or painting. You see the coat hooks of little hands underneath the painting. You see on one of them is probably is an apron. Probably one of these dock workers hung up his apron on the first round just to he's all hot and bothered because he's porting this stuff inside. My elven friend, you notice nobody looks to come. As you look out again towards the docks, you look over towards the guard shack. No alarm has been given. You see movement, probably 3 kind of shadows over by the docks, and then they walk into the light. You see 3 of them. You see probably the port master and 2 of his porters still there. And you think that you got probably another 30, 40 seconds before they might get cautious. These guys, how the time they traveled in and out, took you in, took the first one in. You probably got about a minute, 45 seconds before they get they may get come in and look for you.
What Celine will do then is she will try to grab one of the bodies, the 2 guys we dropped, dump him into the box.
You hear,
Oh!
Little kids, oh!
Yeah, that's okay. And the other one I'll just drag over kind of between the boxes so that if anybody comes in and sees him, they'll think he fell down or had a heart attack or something like that.
Okay.
And then I'll look to my companions and say, so what are we doing now? Do we move further in? Or do we interrogate them here while we wait for more dock workers?
We just take one of them with us, and I take out my rope and cut off with my dagger 2 pieces and to bind their hands. And
they let you bind them.
Hmm?
They let you bind them. They don't resist you.
And I'll look at the 2 of them. Which one is not so ugly, or are they both?
The pimpled one is probably the ugliest of the 2, but when you question the other guy, he's missing all his teeth and his gums are rotted.
Oh, okay. So we keep the pimply one. And I say, we just pull him with us and he can show us where to go. Makes it easier. Why the hell are you looking like that, man?
How long has it been now?
I'd say about 20 seconds that she's wrapped them up pretty quickly. Maybe she has some expertise in cuffing people and tying them up. So about 20, 30 seconds.
And I want to pull him to the door where Celine was. Did you open the door, or what did you do? You didn't, right?
Well, I was going to, but yeah, they came in first, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm dragging him over there to escape to the next room.
And Celine will grab the other one and drag him along too, just because we're not gonna just leave him here to tell the others what happened.
Okay. So as you guys open, the door is not locked. You find yourselves in a hallway. It goes to, you notice that the hallway goes further north, slightly to the northeast. It moves slightly to the right and goes up. And then the hallway goes further to your left and then goes up. You see a door directly to the north.
I look to my friend and say, okay, we need, what's the most valuable? The map, right? Where is there a map of this factory somewhere? Fast, come on.
This is a pimply guy. I've never been inside. We only go towards the opened area, the room you came from. Oh! And he kind of just starts to shake a little bit, and you notice one of his boils pops, one of his zits pop, and it just kind of shoots to the left of you, and it smells. And that's when you kind of notice that there's actually wallpaper all along the hallways, on the walls and on the ceilings, and all of a sudden an aroma of fruit hits you, and you notice fruits, little fruits, different shaped fruits, bananas, pears, green apples. It's just a matter of fruits, and they smell good, but it covers the entire hallway and the ceiling.
Well, taste differs, huh? I'll look to Celine a bit apologetically and say, I don't think they are helpful, actually.
And we left a body in the previous room, which is going to be discovered any moment now if it hasn't already.
Well, I
Maybe
didn't
we should
shoot
go
it.
back in there. Maybe we should go back in there and take care of the rest.
I'll look to the dwarf. Up for a little bit of hammer action. That's your preferred weapon, right?
I've got me shillelagh here, and I'll reach into my backpack and I'll pull out this mace. It's more or less pretty elegant looking. It's got a the head on it looks like a ball with a tiara around the top kind of spiked, and I'll just
Okay.
bash this pimple guy in the back of the head while he's not looking.
And as
Yeah.
you bash his head, easily done. You notice that pimples, almost like rockets, burst upon his face, and they
Oh,
smack into the wall, kind of drip down a little bit. And now you have a musky odor compared to all that fruitish odor that you smelled earlier. But after a while, the fruit smell comes back, and it's it smells delicious.
And Celine will draw her elven long knife and slit the throat of the guy missing the teeth.
Okay, easily done. His neck, as you kind of hold it, feels like Jello, like marshmallow. And you slit it, and it just the blood kind of just slowly goes down, and then that's when you look and you notice that, wow, it does look like jelly. As he kind of his head kind of falls forward.
I'm no stranger to strange sights, so I will go back towards the entrance room, and I'll switch back over to my bow again, preparing to shoot.
Okay.
and I would like to go into hiding. Like I slip off to the left and try to hide behind the boxes.
So you're
That's still
entering again.
possible?
It's still
Mhm.
possible.
Mhm.
And then I
Stay
imagine
behind me. I can cover you. You know, you walk behind me, and I walk out in the open. If they see me, they might not notice you, so you can slip off behind the boxes. You know.
Yeah, but if I can get there now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, fair
Mm.
enough. We'll see.
as the elven girl opens the door, crack to look inside, you notice nobody's there.
I'd be taking
Is
this
the-
time to reload my crossbow.
Okay.
Is the body still there?
Body's still there. But nobody has come yet.
I'll cautiously approach it with my bow out, narrow nocked, just in case anybody does come in.
Okay. You make it to the body, no problem.
I'll try to
I'll
scoop the
snatch
body
it
up
up.
into the box. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll snatch it up and fireman carry it over to the box, and while Princess is holding the lid open, just dump it in on top of this.
You hear, oh, coming from the box, and then you kind of peek down a little bit, and you notice that you've got these bodies, and it's on one of the kids, and he's too weak to get it off him. The kids are trying to pull it off him, and they look up at you with their big dog eyes, and help us, why are you doing this?
We're trying, children. You must be quiet. We'll be back soon. And we'll grab the other two bodies and dump them on top of them.
They moan. Oh.
Keep them company.
And they just moan as they look up at you, probably too hungry to do much except moan. Again, nothing happens.
And reaching into my pack, I'll pull out my day's worth of rations and kind of toss it over the top and say, here, if you get hungry, nibble on this a bit, share it amongst yourselves. Then pull the lid down and using Prince's crowbar kind of hammer it back into place.
Okay. It's easily done. The noise comes. That's when our elven friend, you notice hearing footsteps approach. You think you sense probably two people approaching.
Two people approach. Take your positions, and I'll move back so that I'm, kind of at maximum range, so when they do come in and go to wherever they put these boxes down, that I can take fire on them.
Okay. And in through the door, you notice an individual come in, red-haired, human, probably in his late 20s, mid-30s. He says, Billy, hope you're not fucking around in there. You know how the lady does not like us sticking around. We just drop off the boxes. We have a certain amount of time, and then we got to close up. We're not allowed to be in here, Billy. We still have 2 more boxes, or 1 more box, Billy. Hurry up. And he doesn't seem like he's going any further. I imagine you guys are hiding different things, and he's not even really looking. He's kind of looking at the painting.
I want to take him down.
Yeah, does he look like a more important person, or does he look like the others, ugly and yeah?
He actually looks like the important guy that you guys saw earlier. You don't really need to roll. It probably looks like the dock master.
Ooh, okay.
He'd be valuable to keep alive.
He's kind of looking around a little bit, but his eyes never leave the painting. Billy, we're going to lock you in if you don't come out. You know the lady doesn't like us in here.
Clay, would you allow me to take a shot to try to maim him and not kill him?
Yes.
I'm going to take like a negative on that or anything?
I'll give you a -2 as you're going to shoot at him.
Cool. So that just goes even Steven then with my +2, so it's a 17 to hit.
You got him?
1 point of damage.
Okay. Where's Carl? 1 point. He looks shocked.
Like a leg.
He looks down and looks back at the painting and looks down. He starts to sweat a little bit. Where are you? Are you exposed now? Are you still in the doorway? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'd say I kind of like ducked around the doorway and took a shot. So if he looked over, he might have seen me. It's up to you.
I'll just give him a. Nope. 6. He kind of looks in that direction, but you've kind of narrowly escaped. Doors cracked open, and you hear. The other two, as you guys are listening, it sounds like he's talking to the painting. Miss, I'm sorry to. He looks down at his foot. We did not mean to disobey our contract. Please. We'll lock up. And he kind of steps back a little bit, and he grabs that door and he pulls it over, and then you hear, and you hear dangling of keys inside of a lock, and it's locked. You hear, we ain't going back in there tonight. We'll have to get new orders from inside. Are we going to tell the gods? Fuck no. I'm in charge of the docks. We're not going to lose this contract. Let's go back. We'll just say her workers called in sick. They had to go. Come. And you hear them kind of sound like they're leaving through the snow. But you guys are secured inside the factory at this time.
That's not too bad.
I'm looking at Princess. I walk into the room. I look at Princess with my hands out in like a, what the fuck kind of manner. Like, why did you let him go?
Oops. Oh, I lost my train of thought. She says, well, that way at least we can explore without interruption. And I'm pretty sure he would have told us he doesn't know shit about the inside. So we might be better off that way. And did you notice how he's talking to that painting?
Yeah, I'll go over and inspect the painting.
What are the other two doing?
I'm actually going to be pulling my dress up over my head and start donning on my plate armor.
Okay.
And I walk to the painting as well and search around there. If there is maybe, I would expect maybe the eyes are holes to stare through or some shit like that. Okay.
Yeah. Would you search checks on the painting?
As you search the painting, go ahead and give me a search. The two of you.
I failed actually.
I think I made it. Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you notice that I'll go to the elven girl. The painting looks expensive. The other, our human friend, you've probably seen stuff like this from the chateau. It is a Peter Paul Rubens exclusive. It's worth 1,000 silver, half as much if it's rolled, folded, or damaged in any way. And you notice that as it looks, and as you get closer, the image kind of wavers a little bit, and you notice that she's now having a thigh exposed. As you get kind of closer and you kind of move to the side, other body parts seem to be exposed.
Oh my god. And how big is the painting?
It is life size. You also do notice that the eyes, as you move, follow you. Kind of like those dolls that you've, those olden dolls that seem to follow you.
I say, without turning around, she's watching us. And I take out my dagger and cut the painting out of its frame.
Okay, you're working on the painting. You also notice that they're right underneath the painting are hands, but they're shaped like they're like hook holding it like out like this, and that you see one of the aprons hanging on it. They're golden hands. And my elven friend, as you look, do either of you speak Spanish?
Let's see.
Yeah, I guess we got to roll for it, right?
No.
That's modified by intelligence, though, correct? So.
Yep.
Yep.
I do speak Spanish.
Okay, there's a small placard on top between the painting and the hands, and it says, "The price of thievery." And that kind of tweaks you a little bit. And as you kind of look at the hands, it looks like they are lacquered. As you look closer, it looks like human bone that's been lacquered gold. And there's 10 of them.
In some cultures, they cut off the hands of thieves. It would seem that these are such, only gold-plated.
Oh, nonsense. What about if we take them with us? Do they look expensive as well?
No, it's just lacquered. It looks like shellac on these hands. And you're going to start to move the painting. You're looking at the hands, my elven friend. And my dwarven friend, what are you doing while they're doing this?
I'm putting on my plate armor.
Okay.
So however long that takes.
How close are you to the group? Are you over by the crates? Where are you standing?
Yeah, I was still over by the crates where I was crouching down before.
It takes 100 rounds to put on plate armor.
And I'll kind of whisper, yell, "Elfish, wayfish maiden, come give me a hand with these."
As you're saying that, you're playing with the hooks, looking at the hooks, and you're doing the painting. Ian, I need you to roll a d6. Tell me what you get. And are you going to go help him?
Well, let's see what I get on this d6 first. But yeah, I rolled a 1.
Okay. As you're walking away, and he's about 20 feet away, you get about 17 feet, you hear a click as you're messing with and getting the painting down, and you kind of shift it a little bit to see if you can how you can salvage it. You hear a click, and coming from the mouth of the painting is gas, and it just kind of spews 15 feet forward and off to the sides.
Oops.
You just got away from it, my elven friend, and so what I need is a saving throw versus poison. My dear, you need to roll a save versus poison.
For me?
Yes, ma'am.
That looks good.
It'll be a D8. Yeah, okay, you make it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. You feel your face get a little red, your lips get a little numb, and then it kind of goes away. But you are covered, your face is kind of covered in a chalky substance. And it looks
chalky.
And it looks purplish. And as you rub it, you leave streaks. Whatever the color of your skin is, you leave that streak as you kind of rub it. Like Mel Gibson in Braveheart.
Yeah, I take my water skin and try to wash it off.
Okay. Nothing happens. It cleans up your face. You both notice that happens, that click, and you notice that she's kind of covered in this dust, this chalky, cloudy dust, and it's kind of covering the area, and she walks out of it, washing her face as you are helping your dwarven friend button on his armor.
I'm cursing dwarven sluggishness as I'm helping Jazzet put on her plate mail. You could have done this before we came. And I look over and I say, "Princess, are you okay?"
And that's an interesting mechanism. As I point with my thumb back to the painting. Didn't do anything, I think. I will get that bastard. And I go back to the painting and try again.
Okay, not a problem this time. You can get the painting. You know you're only going to get half the cost if you damage it.
Yeah.
So you'll get 500 for it. You can put that down. Easily, nothing happens. You get no alarms as you spend the time buckling on the dwarven armor. What would you like to do now?
I'll remind our elf friend that, well, we were sneaking in here. It's kind of clitter-clangy if I'm wearing it beforehand. But now that we're in here and we've seen combat, you'll be grateful of me shield and me armor, and I'll tap on my chest and strap on my shield on my arm.
I'm looking at her, her dress, which has been discarded. I'm like, where were you hiding this stuff?
It was in me sack right here. And I had a sack and a backpack. And now I'm folding my dress up and placing it back into the sack where I pulled the armor out of.
Well, hopefully we won't have to be very quiet while we're in here now, but all right.
Having already seen combat, I feel much better in me tin can suit.
So I don't know,
can
Clay.
imagine.
Do you want to say, since I was helping her put it on, it took half the time, only 5 minutes instead of 10, or?
Yeah, I'll give you 5 minutes. You helped her with, between the two of you, you guys are easily able to strap it in and do what needs to be done.
And I point at the door in the north. Shall we try again?
Of course. Celine definitely, though, would have been sneaking plenty of peeks at Jazzet's body as she was helping her dress.
Why?
She's a fairly well proportioned dwarf and whatnot. Her negative to charisma would probably be because of her beard and whatnot, but beyond that, for a dwarf, she's pretty
well built. Yeah,
pretty.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's go north then.
Okay. The door is not locked as you guys enter. You enter a large chamber. It's got a huge oaken table in the center of it. It's got 5 chairs on each side and 1 on each end. You notice that on top of the table, these are wood and oak chairs. You see flasks in the center of the table of vodka, whiskey, all types of boozes. There's 4 bottles of wine, gin, and rum, vodka, and whiskey. You also notice that there's a wheeled metal cart off to the side to the northwest, and it's filled with chocolates. And you see a small sign on the wall saying, "Please help yourself," in all languages, French, Spanish, Dutch, everything. So you all understand it. You notice that there's also 3 paintings hanging on each wall. You see
the woman?
You see the woman. I'm going to let you, since you were in the chateau, you don't need to roll for this. You notice that there's the Last Judgment. That's the painting scene, but instead of the hero, or Jesus in this case, it is Lucia. The damned figures below her resemble leaders of parliament of the world, and she's standing above them, and they're kind of landing below her like she's a holy figure. You notice to the north is the Venus at a mirror, but it looks like instead of Venus, the beautiful woman of Venus, you see her, Lucia, and right now she's kind of, her chest is exposed and her kind of belly like she's pregnant, and she's kind of, posing as a goddess. And at the last wall, you see the drunken Hercules, but instead of Hercules, you see Lucia, and she's grabbing the bull by the horn and pushing it, and she's all musculared up, and her bosoms are swaying to the wind as she's pushing this bull.
Oh man, taste.
Does she have nice tits?
And each one of them, yes. They're better gravity defying than yours.
Well, Celine gets a little jealous.
Do those paintings look expensive as well?
Yes, and the same painter is there, Peter Paul Rubens, and you know, because you were in the chateau, they're about $1,000 a piece.
Oh, hell. I start immediately cutting them out of their frames.
While
Princess.
she's cutting paintings, I'm gonna grab a pint of liquor and stick it in my sack.
Yeah, is there any chocolate liquor?
Here. Let's see.
Yeah, because that was one of the items we're supposed to recover.
Yep, there's a small bottle. Think of a booze bottle that you get probably on a plane and stuff, and you about 3 of them.
How much in each? And those are what, like, how many milliliters are those bottles?
If you took all of them, you'd
They're like 50 milliliters each, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
If you take them, you get probably a quarter of what you need.
Okay.
A quarter of a pint.
Those were the
I'll write
bottles
that
that I
down.
was going for. I wasn't just grabbing random liquor. I was looking for what they sent us in
Yeah,
for.
put those in your sack. That's part way to what we need for the prize.
And which painting are you going for? The one to the north, the one to the west, or the one to the east?
The Venus one first.
Okay, you're going to the one. The nearest one is the one over by the chocolate stand, and that's to the west. And there is a door to the east and to the north, or excuse me, to the west and to the north. So as you're doing it and you start to mess with it, you hear that click,
Oh no.
and out from the mouth. This time I need a poison saves from all of you.
I'm good.
I'm not good, I don't think.
Saves are over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
definitely not.
Okay, so what I need from you is a D8 roll.
Son of a bitch. God damn it, princess. What have you done to me? 4.
Okay. You start to feel tightness in your chest and in your throat. You see crystals. You know, you've woken up, after drinking, and you had that, the saltiness in between your mouth. You get little pinkish crystals start to form slowly in the crevices of your mouth. And as you kind of rub them and you move them away, you can't rub them off. And they're slowly starting to form kind of like salt crystals. They're just forming, but they're pink, just really small right now.
Oh, god damn it, princess, what did you do?
I'm just taking care of our finances. What's that?
It hurts.
You will get over it. And I take the painting if I can.
Okay, you take it.
No more paintings.
Oh, come on. Next time I can cover their mouth. Now we know. That's
Okay.
exactly what I do. I take my... what can I take? Okay, I take part of my shirt and, like, stuff it in the mouth area of the next painting. Let's say the Hercules one.
Okay.
And then cut.
You're getting up there to mess with it. Where are you guys doing while this is happening?
I'm moving away. I think I'll look for one of these. Okay, which way do the doors go from here?
There's one to the north and one to the west.
Check the door to the west.
You notice that it is not locked.
I will open it.
As you open it, you find yourself, it's a good call. You find yourself in a hallway. Fruit smells start to hit you, and from the light of the room that you're in, because there's small torches or scones that have been lit before you guys entered, you notice the wallpaper of fruit, all types of varying fruit, and the smell of fruit enters your nose. Minute or so has passed since that last painting has come down. What are you doing, dwarf?
I am covering Ian. I'm like right behind him. Got my crossbow out in one hand.
Her.
Okay. And as you guys are watching and stuff, You see Princess moving stuff again. Princess, as you touch it and move it and shift it, click.
Stuffing the mouth.
As you touch it, give me a roll versus save, poison save, please.
No.
I'll be trying to get into that
Oh,
hallway.
that's probably not good. Hold on. Oh, I'm still good. Okay.
Okay. At this one, you feel your
Oh
arms.
no, I'm not. I'm not. Sorry, I
You're
was
not?
in the wrong column. No, I'm not good.
Okay, go ahead and give me a D8 roll, please.
Shit. 7.
7. That's a good one. Okay. You begin to smell chocolate in your nose, your taste buds. You start to, chocolate just fills your mouth, your nose. That's all.
I don't know what your problem is, Celine. That's actually, that's nice. And I take the painting.
Oh my god, I look at the dwarf and say, I hate her so much.
Now you're wrapping up the painting. It's going to take a few minutes probably to get it nice. You know, you got to fold it a certain way. That way you save the money. About 4 minutes have passed. What are you the other two doing? You see that hallway. It goes to your, from where you're at, it goes to your left and your right. Ian, you probably think that this connects to where you guys entered down before. It goes down on the left side. It goes down and makes and shoots off.
I was thinking that because of the wallpaper and the fruit smell and everything.
Yep. And then
I don't want to go far though. I mean, I'm not going to go back into the room that Princess is in since she's letting off poison everywhere. But I'll stay close to the door so that if she screams out and dies or something, I can come in and loot her.
Yeah, I'm staying with Selena as well, and I'll call out, not yelling, but not enough to be heard by Princess, and say, "Lass, save your kleptomania for later. The paintings will still be there on the way out. Quit setting off traps. You never know if one of these are going to be alarmed."
Okay. And at that, 4 minutes have passed, and you guys are talking, and you just give that speech. You turn back to your elven friend, and you notice that her face and her neck, covering her armor, you notice that crystal starting to form. It's blood red, and it shimmers and shines, catching the light at every angle. She kind of is like a crystal that's being hit by the sun, and it's just radiating through this room. So for right now, any sneak attack that you do, Ian, will take 2 rolls when you're not in complete darkness, and you must take the worst result. Your body, it's covering your armor. It's going over your armor. But while you're covered in crystal, all attacks against you will suffer a -2 as it starts to harden.
Like that extra 2 armor class kind of thing?
A -2. Any attack that goes to you suffers a -2. So you can just add a +2 to your armor if you like.
Cool. And they're pinkish, you said, yeah? Pinkish red?
Yep, pinkish red. Actually, they're blood red in color.
Oh. Goddamn crystals. What is it with crystals?
Okay. So you're in the room. They're waiting for you, Princess. What are you doing?
Yeah, I stuffed the Hercules painting in my bag, and yeah, for once I listen to the dwarf. I rush after them.
Oh, she listens to the dwarf.
Yeah. The
Okay,
dwarf
you leave
has
that last painting alone?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're all in the hallway together. So what's your marching order? You can either go down or up.
I'd take point unless somebody else wanted to. But
I would say that
Yeah.
down leads back the way we came from, right? That's
Yes.
what I assume. So if we want to go up, that's what I would say to Jazz. I'm going to be taking up the rear because now I'm like glowing and reflecting light.
And I'd like poke at her blood red, hardened skin a little bit before heading up.
Yeah, it's covered on her skin, on her armor, and on her face. And she
You
just
got a wee
glows.
bit of a rash there.
So help me, Jazet. Don't mention it again.
So you're heading north, I see. Is that where you guys are going? North? Up?
If that's the way up, then yes.
Okay, you notice that as you go up, it takes a turn to the east, and you notice two doors, one to the south and one to the north. You know that probably to the south is the room you were in, with all the conference room.
I already got my map wrong. So not east.
No. So what? So for your map, draw again. Just draw an L. Instead of going the right way, it goes the opposite way. And the lower part of the L is the first room you were in. That's where you were loaded in the boxes. And the upper part of the L, that whole upper part of the L, is the conference room. So you have a door to the from the first room. You have a door to the north, and then you have a door from the northwest. Again, it faces north, but it's over to the west and up. Then if you went north, like you guys did, you're in the conference room. There's a door to the west and a door to the north. Right now, you guys are on the opposite, on the other end of that door to the north. You're on the top of the L. So you have a door. You know that if you go south, you're going back to the conference room. If you go north, you don't know where that's at. That's just another room.
Okay.
Let's head to this. Let's head to this door, and I'll point with and by this time I probably hung my crossbow on my belt loop and have my mace in hand, and I'll point with the mace towards the north.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You notice that this room is unlocked. So as you enter dwarf, if you're first, you're following. I imagine my elven friend. Again, your body's covered in crystal, covers over your armor. Not your skin, but your body. Your skin is covered, but your armor is covered over. So
Right,
you
my
glow
skin
like
and my armor.
Yeah, and in light you just shimmer. You have
Thanks.
complete darkness.
Feel free to
and then
keep mentioning it.
And then behind you is the girl. I need a poison save
Oh,
from you.
no. I'm behind Princess. I'm going at the very back.
Okay, you're behind Princess. So, Princess, I need a poison save from you. It's been about a minute. Actually, it's been about 5 minutes that you guys have made it to this area.
No.
Okay, so you start, your mouth fills with, think of Jello, chocolate Jello, and you just, right on the back of your dwarven friend. You just spew chocolate just out all over. It does hit, and since he's in front of you, roll a d6 for me, please.
I don't want to make that sound effect. A 1.
My dwarven friend, you take 1 point of acid damage.
Oh.
As you turn and your body is covered in acid, chocolate acid. And then you feel your stomach,
Chocolate
Princess.
acid vomit.
That is what you have spewed out at him, chocolate vomit acid. And your stomach starts to rumble a little bit, and you know you're going to do it again. So for every, it'll be random. It's 1d8 plus 1 minutes. You're going to need to make a poison save, and you will spew. But you don't know this, but you feel like you're going to do it again very soon.
Mm-hmm. I cover my mouth with my hand and say,
It's like-
sorry.
It's like bubbling chocolate.
Water.
Wash it off. Wash it off. It burns.
I take my water skin and douse her in water. Sorry.
You stay. You stay with your nastiness 10 feet behind me.
You are wearing metal armor, correct, my dwarven friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
You notice that it starts to burn as that vomit came in. Any crevices and creeks that you actually have cloth burns, and after about a minute, it burns away. So you have a big patch on your back where when any clothing goes between, you have chain, I think, so in between your little chain, that starts to burn your back, and your ass is exposed. Whatever she could get, and she spewed your back. So it's starting to like eat away. And if she puts water, doesn't do anything. So as you guys enter, you entered, it looks like a guest quarters as you step through, as you open the door before you got splattered on the back. It's quite nice. You see dressers, drawers, really looks nice. You also see to the north and to the west of you, there's a curtain. It looks like she's converted this into a guest quarters, and there's two curtains, one to the north, one to the west.
I'll approach the curtains and kind of peek through, make sure that the room's empty.
Okay, it's empty. You move the curtain over, and it looks. You notice that there are basically she converted this room into 4 suites blocked by a curtain. 4 beds, 4 dressers, 4 nightstands.
Then I'll point out the dressers and start and whatnot and say, "Well, ladies, it's time to rifle through the drawers," and approach one of the nightstands or desks, wardrobes, whatever, and start
Let me
searching
look
through it.
first. And I search the vicinity.
Okay, Princess, what is your nationality? Are you English?
Yeah.
Okay, as you kind of open the first one, you see an opal brooch, you see jewelry and clothing. And as you kind of push it up in the side, you got probably 400 silver pieces in jewelry and different things. And you see a dress, and you've seen it before. It is from Frances Carr, the Countess of Somerset.
Mm-hmm.
She was last believed to be held in the Tower of London, accused of murder. But you see you've seen paintings and stuff in the past, and this is an exact match of one of her dresses.
Huh, interesting.
It's starting to build up, but it hasn't spewed yet.
Yeah, she's keeping it at bay.
Okay, so right now, you notice that's it. There are no doors in this room, nowhere to get about or around. After you search for a good few times, go ahead and give me another poison save as you guys have finished searching this room.
No.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a d6. 1 will get you'll be in the vicinity of the elf. A 6 will get you the dwarf, and in between will get you nobody.
4.
Okay, you get nobody. You're able to control it, and you spew off to the side. Again, it's just projectile vomit of burning jello, chocolate just. And you notice as you get on the bed and some of the other finer, it starts to eat into the wood. It starts to burn the bedding. It eats through like acid does.
Oh my god.
Okay,
This
so
could
where
be
would
a
you
real
guys like?
problem you have there, Princess.
No. Shit.
Where would you guys
I
like
need
to
to
go?
find a muzzle for you. Sorry, Clay. Go ahead.
No, no problem. No problem.
Maybe we should let Princess take point from now on.
Aye.
Ian, you know that there's probably that only door that you found to the southwest, probably towards the center of the factory. That's probably the only door available at this point. You've searched the hallways, and what you've seen, that's probably the only door you haven't checked.
Well, I will say so then, and I'll say we should go then to the that door, the southwest.
Are you able to turn your head with those crystals on you?
I presume I still have full mobility, don't I?
You do. You're only
Yes.
suffering the penalty to stealth, and you've kind of chipped away some of it as it's kind of hardened, and it covers back up.
Yes, I can still move.
I was just curious. It looks kind of odd looking.
You have a beard,
Yep.
okay?
Yes, but it's beautiful, and I'll stroke it and run my fingers along the braided mustache.
And at least I'm not puking acid all over you.
I grant you that.
Okay.
And if you're taking rear, you'll see my my finely proportioned little dwarven buttocks that are now exposed from the padding back there.
It has not escaped my notice.
So you guys have traversed the hallway, goes down, then turns to the west, and you see that door leading further into the factory. You probably think this is maybe the center of the factory, or at least you're getting closer to the center of the factory. You know that the door is locked. What would you like to do?
I'd like to give the princess plenty of space so that she can puke acid and melt through the lock.
Yeah, she would prefer to use her tools to do that.
Okay, go ahead and give me a search check. I imagine you're searching and whatnot first.
Yes. Oh, a 1. Very good. Yeah.
Okay. You know, if you don't cover this hole, any attempts to either break it or tamper with it, even pick it, just like those paintings, is going to start spewing the same type of trap. You're going to get that shock or breath weapon. So you'd have to somehow contain it. But if you try to pick it, it's going to set off the trap. So in this, can you disarm traps? Is that tinkering?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a tinker now that you found it.
If you want to.
You can.
No.
I could use me dwarven key.
So yeah, that sets off the trap.
Okay,
Yes.
since I know you guys, how far away from Princess were you?
At least 10 feet.
What about you?
So if he's 10 feet, then I'm 15.
Okay, both of you need to make poison saves,
Sorry,
except
she.
for our elven friend. She's out of the range.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, no.
I am well over. Hardy folk, we dwarves.
Dwarves have great saves.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, my human friend, and roll a d8 for me.
Oh, up from a d6.
2?
Uh-oh.
2. You start to sweat.
Oh,
Your clothing,
great.
your armor feels loose as you kind of wiggle, and you just start to break out into a sweat. Your stomach starts to rumble, and now your sweatiness. Now you're kind of sweating, but you think you're sweating kind of a little bit of watered chocolate. Over the next 10 minutes, your limbs are going to start to stretch longer and thinner. All your encumbering equipment now counts as double. So as this hasn't happened yet. Right now, you just start to sweat, and you feel weird. Your hands, your arms, your feet feel as if just feel. Boom.
You're melting. Last
I
I think
feel
you're melting.
weird. Oh. But can I open the lock now?
Yeah, you've set it off and you've wedged it. It won't reset itself. So you were able to open it up. Okay,
Show must go on.
Yes, it must. So you have found yourself, and as you open it and you kind of go inside, you notice that the ceiling of this place is 40 feet tall. You see a hillside of luscious green. You've all seen, I imagine, Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. Well, you've made it to his paradise of chocolate. The grass is green, everything is edible, and off to the distance you see a river of liquid chocolate. You see a waterfall off to your left. You see bridges that cross. There's 2 bridges that cross across the river. You see over by the waterfall a small door right off to the side in a small ledge, probably 1 to 2 feet tall.
If there's any fruits or
It's hot.
berries or...
Yes, there are fruits and berries hanging from trees
Yeah,
further in.
I would snatch a couple off and toss them in the sack with the 3 little bottles of liqueur.
Like marshmallows, as you throw them inside. And it is stifling hot. Stifling, like a tropical heat. 110 degrees, 106 degrees.
Oh, it's warm in here, ladies. I'd be fanning myself with one hand.
Yeah. I'm sweating anyway. Oh.
So
I
what would
think
you like
may
to
be
do?
melting.
So what would you like to do?
There is nothing what we needed here, right?
There are ingredients, i.e., you'll get paid for some of the ingredients. So, if, like
Oh.
you saw your dwarven friend pocket some of the fruit. It's not really fruit, but they're marshmallows or candy goodness. You smell chocolate, they're going to pay you for that. You could possibly get that as part of your liqueur.
Hey, your water skin is empty now.
That's true.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll fill that up.
And as you guys walk through, again, it's hilly area. Again, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, you are in his main area. This is Lucia's Chocolate Factory. And over by the waterfall, docked on the far side of the river, you see a paddle boat. It's in the shape of a dragon. And off to your right, where the river goes, you see a huge archway, and it looks like the chocolate flows and flows down a little bit and goes into the archway. Looks like the paddle boat would be able to fit inside.
You said there was a door towards the north?
In
or
this
towards
room,
a direction?
you see, as you guys enter, you kind of have to go a little further inside. But from where you're at, there's a bridge directly in front of you, and there's a door to the north that you can see.
Should probably check the door before we decide to go boating down this weird river.
Yeah.
I agree.
And now that you guys have entered more, you notice that, again, think of a square room. It's 40 feet tall, probably 60 to 75 feet, width. There's a door probably 30 feet to your left. As you enter this door, there's a door 30 feet to your left. There's a door straight ahead, across the bridge. And from where you guys have stepped in, probably 5 or 10 feet, you notice that there's another door at the other end of the room, the far northwest. Door straight, northwest, and then southwest. There's another door. So at each end of these this room, you see doors. What would you like to do?
I'd say
I'd like to follow at least 10 feet behind Princess while she picks out a door.
I'm like 20 feet behind her.
Having seen that gas, actually, so would I. I'd be back a little bit further.
I'd say we go the door straight ahead, the north one, yeah.
Okay.
There are no like plaques or anything like
On the inside of the door, there are plaques. If you're going to turn around and look, and at the far end, you do see plaques. At the far end of the door, as you guys go, it says Northern Hallway.
Okay. What?
Another door on that side of where you're at. It resembles, I won't make you roll. You see it says Northern Hallway, so it looks like it leads into the same hallway.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
What do the other doors say?
The one you came from says East Hallway, and the opposite end says West Hallway. Again, you're walking on grass of licorice, and it's very warm in here.
Okay, then I open the north one. I look for traps first.
Go ahead.
Just a second. No!
It's unlocked. You don't see any traps.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
And as you open it, no trap happens. You find yourself in a hallway again. Let me double check. again, you don't think of anything really bad happening. You see a door directly in front of you, and then you see the hallway ends to the right. That's the east. And to the west, you see the door leading back into the room you're in. You know that room is called the chocolate room. And you see a door to the north of that room. So in front, ahead of you is a room. Further to your west and north is another room. And then the hallway goes left and right further down. It goes north and south further down.
Let's take the room straight ahead.
Okay. In here. In here, you notice, as you try to look, you notice that the door is locked.
I try to unlock it.
Okay.
No, can I puke in the lock?
That's what you want to try to do. Go ahead. You wait a moment or two. You know you got to go, and you.
I think of sausages with vanilla sauce, and then immediately. Yeah.
Okay. You spew upon it. Really doesn't do anything. Go ahead and give me a D6 on a 1. I'll say you damaged the mechanism enough to open it.
2?
Just not enough. You either have to break it or pick it.
I step to the side and say to Jazzy, "What about your dwarven key?"
That's what I called me right foot. And I'll walk forward and give it a good sturdy open door kick. But yeah, that door is stuck fast. I just kick it and it does not open.
Can I try again to open it?
Yeah,
Wait,
go ahead.
Lassie, as I run 20 feet away.
Oh no, and again not. Jesus. Okay, I just try again and again. And probably
eventually you'll get it. I'm just gonna say you'll get it. At this point, enough time has passed. You feel you feel your body start to lose cohesion. Your limbs stretch to the point where your knuckles are dragging on the ground, and your walking gait stretches out. You're like Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four.
Without control.
Your reach now extends by 5 feet, but you take a -1 penalty to all attacks.
Okay.
Pull yourself together, Lassie.
As your body stretches out. And as that
Easier
happens,
said than done.
and you open that door, inside, you're hit by humid and you smell strong curdling milk. Troughs of chocolate liquid empty into large vats. And surprise, you see 2 feet to 1 foot men, possibly women, with they look like cocoa bean heads. They're Oompa Loompas, but they turn and face you. They're not wearing any clothes, so their genitals are all swinging in the wind. 4 of them are carrying 1 bag of sugar per 2 of them. Other ones are stirring. They've got wooden ladles that they're stirring with. And as you open that door and the door swings open, they all turn and stare. You notice as the light hits that hallway, it reflects in the area, and like a kaleidoscope is gleaming off the elf as that red blood light flashes around. You notice, Princess, that these little pygmies are looking at you. These naked guys are looking at you, and they stop. And we'll start a niche. As you've entered the crematorium.
The crematorium. Huh?
What?
The
I'm on
creamery.
7.
9.
Holy shit.
I'm on a lowly 4.
All right. They get 2. So we'll start at the elf, I believe. So you're in the back. You're oh, you got her? You
I
beat
have
her?
a 9.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll start with Princess. As the door opens and they turn to face you, and that look of shock comes across their face. And and you go. It's your turn.
Now you would have needed your chipmunk voice.
What would you like to do?
Shoot it, because I'm as surprised as they are. -1, you said, yeah, on attack.
-1 on attacks.
Okay, that would be 14 then. No,
Okay.
that's not true. 17, 16.
You hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
2 damage.
Okay, he kind of you smack him and he kind of wails back a little bit and then comes back to his feet. Kind of turns to face you, his head off to the side, licks his lips as you've got that chocolate vomit on yours, and he's like,
I'll shoot that little bastard.
okay.
That's a 20.
All right, you nail him. I think that is a crit. Go ahead and do your damage, or is it max ×2?
No. In Lamentations, there's no extra thing for 20. Just always hits. 1 always
Sounds
misses. That's it. It did 1 damage.
Oh wow, he's still standing again, like those punching balloons. He falls back and then jumps back, and he's standing facing you. He's got 2 arrows in him. It is now the dwarf's turn at 4, I believe.
Yeah, she'll grab up her light crossbow from where it's at and pull it out, take a shot, and she'll roll a 19. So that's a 21. No, just a 19 with the -2 for drawing it.
Okay, which one are you shooting? The same one or a different one?
The same one that's got 2 arrows in it. Hopefully, knock him down for 3 points of damage.
You kill him.
And then
You describe your kill.
the bolt just goes right in between where the other 2 arrows are sticking out and just sinks into its chest, and it blows it off its feet, falls back a couple feet before it topples onto whatever the ground is like in here. And then with my movement, I'd like to rush towards them.
Okay, you rush in. Now think of again a squared room, and at the center of the room is a huge vat. It looks like it's swirling as they're stirring, and it looks like it's going down as they're kind of stirring it. It's going down slowly. You also notice that there are other vats of chocolate and cream and different things. It looks like this is, their creamery where they're making their chocolate or some of their chocolate. And there are other vats. As you guys have entered, you see it looks like pipes coming down to the large vat. There's 3 vats behind it. There's a center vat and 3 behind it. And there are pipes leading into the chocolate, and then there's mixing bowls for the other 2 areas. And there's 10, now there are 9 little men and women here. As you step in, the 4 that had sugar, they're holding 2 pygmies apiece. They drop their sugar and they charge. The others have wooden ladles and they're charging. And kind of like vicious little chihuahuas, they're coming to attack you. Since the dwarf is in front, he will get the blunt.
It's what I do for you ladies.
Okay.
The dwarf is a she, by the way.
16.
That will miss.
Ooh, so there's 4 on you, and these guys are just swinging away. 17.
I will also miss. I'm at a 20 to make things easier.
Okay.
Or unless that acid.
All 4 of them miss you.
Mess up my AC.
2 of them, actually the other 4, will start throwing chocolate, burning chocolate at Princess. 17.
Without shield, no. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
You take 1 point of burning damage from the scalding hot chocolate. The second one missed, third one missed, and last one missed. You notice one of the little midgets, the pygmies, will look around, and it looks like he jumps into the large vat of chocolate, and you notice that it kind of swirls a little bit, and it goes down.
Ooh.
It is now
good.
back on top. We have Princess.
I I attack the closest one
Okay.
with my sword. Oh, one die.
So you're in the room now, attacking him.
Yeah, but yeah, an 8 doesn't do it, I guess.
No, ma'am.
Mm.
These are butt naked little. Most of them are about 1.5 feet, but there's 2 that are about 2 feet. Go ahead, Elf. It's your turn.
So Celine will target one of the larger ones then.
Okay.
That's 17 to hit
You nail him.
for 2 damage.
Again, kind of like that punching bag, just swings back onto it and then ding! It is the dwarf's turn. You are surrounded by 4 pygmies, my friend.
I will quickly drop off my or let go of my crossbow and pull out my mace.
Okay.
More or less swap them on my hip. I will swing with a 14 for 6 points of damage at one of these guys directly in front
Kill
of me.
him. You just smash him. Go ahead and describe.
Just pull this mace out and just brain him, cave in his face.
You cave in his whole body, and as you lift your mace back up, he's like sticking there. He's just squishy. At that, you hear "Rah!" Again, they think they have the numbers. So 4 of them are. 3 of them are going to shoot at the elf girl. 3 of them, or 1 of them, will shoot at princess, and the other 5 are going to take 3, 1, 4. Okay, the other 5, or
Other 4, right?
Actually 4, are going to swing at you, dwarf. So we'll get this archers out of the way.
Bring it on, you little Oompa Loompa bastards.
1 got a 20 on the elf, and it does 1 point of heat damage. You only take 1 point. 14 doesn't get you, does it?
No.
Okay.
I have an armor class of 17.
17. Okay, now the 4 on our dwarven friend. Nope. 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 Back on top, as they're just kind of trying to pelt you with their little arms, their fists. Princess.
I move a bit back and change to my crossbow, to my short bow again.
Okay.
And Sarah, they are all not damaged around me, right?
No. Yeah, actually, they're all undamaged. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I just shoot a random one. Oh my God. No, I don't. With a 2 on the die.
You shoot it into the vat of chocolate, and it just swirls down.
That bigger one I shot at earlier is on the dwarf, isn't he?
He's not on the dwarf. He's one of the back archers that they're throwing.
Okay, cool. I'll shoot at him again.
Okay.
It's another 17 for 3 damage.
You did 2 last time. You kill him. Total of 5.
I did
go ahead
1
and describe
last time.
your kill. Oh, 1. So he's still standing.
I think, yeah. Did I do 1 last time? No, I did 2. You're right. I did 2. Sorry.
Part 2. So yeah, you kill him then. Go ahead and describe your great archery.
These are little pygmies, yeah. So I just kind of beat him right in the forehead.
And it's just so big, and he just kind of falls back over. And they look, ah! Blah, 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 blah. It's your turn, dwarf. As you notice, that arrow notched one of the archers in the back.
Nice. I'll go ahead and lift my mace up with the remains of this pygmy still on it and come bring it smashing down on the next guy beside him at a 17 for 3 points of damage.
You hit him well, but he's still kind of standing up there. Then
I'll laugh at them and tell them to stop tickling me.
But again, you notice that some look like they want to break like rats. But you notice that the archers in back, so they continue fighting. 2 of them in the back disappear. They're below the big pot of chocolate that's got that hole in it and it's swirling. And moments later, you notice that the whole thing looks like it's moving. very slowly, like it's looks like it's being trying to be tipped over. That's to the archer.
Oh, that's not good.
The other guys, have they noticed it? Nope. They're going to keep fighting the dwarf. One got you for 2 points. Miss. Okay, that's 2 archers. 1 archer apiece on the other 2. Princess, you take 1 point of heat damage. And Ian, you take none. As you see that thing starting to turn, it'll probably be 2 rounds more before they can actually get it. And you hear ooh ah ooh ah ooh ah coming from the other end of the
so they seem to have just gone behind it, yeah?
Yeah, it looks like you can't really tell, and as you kind of look, this is a huge bin, and they're where they're firing on the opposite end, they're kind of scooping up chocolate, flinging at you. They've kind of dropped their spoons and ducked down behind, and now they're making a ooh ah noise, and that whole big ass bowl of chocolate is starting to rise up.
How far away from you is that bat?
It's probably 15 feet. I mean, it's right there as soon as you enter the room. You've been shooting from the doorway. You could get there in a movement, get behind it or off to the side if you wanted to.
Yeah, okay. It's not my turn anyway, but I'm just thinking for next one. Sorry.
Back on top, Princess. Princess, go ahead and give me a poison save, please.
Oh. No.
You do 1 point of damage to one of the pygmies as you
yes.
all over them. And
Do
since
I
they're
still
small,
have an action?
I'll give you. Yeah, you do. You throw up. You're going to throw up randomly throughout this adventure. You actually get 2 that you scar with your acid chocolate.
Well, that's at least something. And yeah, I first attack 1 again, and I hope that the pot won't be turned over now. 12, 11.
Just barely misses him. It is now our elven friend's turn.
I want to move around to where I can try to get an angle on the guys behind the bat.
Okay, you step in and then you go to your right and north, straight and to the right. And you're able to see, you're about 15 feet from them. You see them that they've got this, it looks like that they're both kind of seesawing on this crank, one on each side.
Yeah.
And it's starting to lift. Yeah, you see it's starting to lift.
I got a 17 again.
You hit?
But I only did 1 damage again.
You see him kind of boing. He smashes his face into the handle. He looks back here. And they're trying to go faster. It is now the dwarf's turn.
And this thing looks like it's going to tip on me relatively soon.
Yeah, it's starting to spill out at the bottom, and you're far away enough that it hasn't hit you. But as it hits the ground, it kind of steams. You know that it's scalding hot. It's boiling.
Well, first thing I'm going to do is take a swing. There's still 3 of these guys right in front of me, right?
Yeah, they really want to flee. So you think if you kill one of them, they may flee or they may not. Their numbers are dwindling.
I will hit at a 13 for 2 points of damage on that one. I've already smashed once.
Okay, you've done enough damage, I believe 5 points. So you've killed him. His companions.
And then I start charging forward towards that vat, trying to get around as far as I can with whatever movement I have to get to the backside where.
Are you going to go the opposite end of Ian, or are you going to go on his side as well?
Well, if he's already heading one direction, I'll head towards the other side. So
okay. As you go around to the other side, you see the smaller vat of chocolate, and behind that, you're tall enough, you see a tunnel about 2 foot tall into the wall. And just for a moment, you see eyes kind of glowing like cat's eyes, but they're just white. You see a pygmy face, and you hear, and he's just kind of staring. And as you can't move any further, you see it, that face. It looks like it's going to pull back into the dark.
Well, then that's where I end my turn.
It's their go. You see that face pull back. Must warn the chief. Yes, she needs to be warned. Intruders. Yes. And he, you understand it, and he backs off. The other pygmies, the two in back scream, ah! And the guys that are moving the thing need to make a morale check. They make it, and the guys in front fighting do not make it, and they flee. It looks like they're fleeing towards the dwarf. They go past him, and you'll be able to hit one of them. He can't move as far, but the other two make it into the tunnel. And the two guys are just huffing and puffing and trying to get the chocolate up. It's back on top, Princess.
I head into the direction of Celine, just to be safe.
You see those two pygmy working that gear, trying to get that bowl of chocolate lifted.
Mm-hmm. And I actually shoot one of them.
Okay.
Ooh, 20 on the die, and 3
Nail
damage.
him.
Yeah.
I believe you only did one last round, so he's kind of still standing there.
Damn it.
He's hurting. He's hurting bad. Or
Yeah,
she.
not bad enough.
You notice the one you shot is a she. She's got little pygmy boobs and stuff, so she's.
I don't care.
She's not sitting anymore. I got a 17 on again. This die is rolled 15 like 4 times in a row, but I got a 1 for damage.
That's enough as you slay her. And with the amount of weight on the other end, you see the other pygmy. He's his thing is lifted high, and he's holding on to it as the legs are kicking. He's still trying to push down on it, so he hasn't realized you guys are there or that his companion's dead. It is now the dwarf's turn.
I'm gonna. Those two already made it down that little rat hole too far for me to get. There's one that you said I could hit that's still in it.
Yep.
I'm gonna bypass him and head to this guy that's pumping on the lever and give him a good smash at a 15 for 4. Just a backhanded smash to try and get him away from that thing.
He falls off as you kind of bat him off like a ball, and he's kind of laying there. All of a sudden, his eyes get a little wider. He starts to cry. Don't hurt me. And his hands are all kind of broken as he's just smashed up on the floor, and he looks all pitiful up at you. Princess, it's your turn because you can't move.
Is there still someone working on the pot?
No, that was the last one. You notice that the other
Okay.
one is dead, and was holding up the gear at one end. The little guy was holding on to the gear, and he was his little legs kicking, and then you saw the dwarf just back smack him with his mace. Now he's all crumpled on the floor. He's still alive, but you know that he's probably can't move. He's all a wounded animal.
And do I see, did the other ones flee, all of them?
Yep.
So there's
Combat
none
is
left.
over.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk over and point my arrow at him, and I say, where is the map?
That's map. What is map?
Oh no. Uncle Celine. We are VIP.
You belong to the prophet? The prophet is coming. She will see you soon.
Well, that's good, but until then,
You have caught the disease. You have caught the chocolate gift.
I look to the others. What does he want?
Celine shoulders her bow and draws her short knife, or long knife, I mean.
He starts to shake a little bit. You have been blessed as well. as you come close to him.
I point at her crystals. He probably means that.
Yeah, don't I feel so lucky? Where's the map?
What is map?
The design that shows all the rooms of this factory.
The priestess has the map. The prophet has the map.
I tackle it.
Where's the chieftain? I heard another one of you little rats squeaking about the chieftain.
That's our queen, large one, our queen. She
Aye,
is
which room
with
does
our
she sit in?
God. She is with God. Further in sanctuary.
Where does the rat hole lead to? And I'll point at the little hole where the other three ran down.
That is the pygmy way.
Where's the big people way?
He points to one of the doors. He
Thank
points to the one behind him that's off to the west.
I'm gonna stab this little fucker.
You kill him. Oh!
Well, I rolled the die anyway, and you know what I rolled? I rolled another 15.
You don't have to kill him. He's like a bug on a windshield. You cut into him. What would you like to do now? It's steamy in here. Chocolate is starting to slowly pour out. And
Do we
with
see
the
any beans?
any what?
Cocoa beans?
There's no cocoa beans. You think this is being funneled through the pipes leading into these bins from actually the river.
I just remembered you saying something about, I thought one of the female pygmies had like a cocoa bean hat or something.
No, their heads are shaped like cocoa beans.
Oh, their heads are shaped like cocoa beans. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just gestured towards that door he pointed at then and looked at Princess.
Well, I look at the items that they had because they were mixing something and try and see if there's a recipe, perhaps, that they were reading from.
Go ahead and give me a search check.
Good thinking.
Wow, I'm successful. I rolled a 1.
Okay. As you're searching around and you're looking at the pygmies, there is a pygmy, and on his stomach, tattooed there, it looks like a recipe.
Oh no.
I take my long knife and start to cut it off.
All right, even better. I was gonna say I was just gonna grab him and throw him in the sack with the ingredients.
No, I'll skin him.
So you skin him, you get his nipples and stuff because again, it's a lot of writing, and it looks for the process of stirring the chocolate. You see how it's coming from. It says river, and then the process. Need to stir for 20 minutes, and then it's gibberish, and then you get the writing. So you kind of get that you know how to turn the chocolate. You know how to add the sugar and how much sugar and whatnot. You've got a
portion of the recipe, basically, yeah.
Yep.
That's more than we had before.
But you know that there's two people. There's a prophet and a queen that probably, you think the prophet might be either the pygmies or Lucia, because you now know who her workers are. What would you like to do now? Actually, guys, it's 2 hours in. You might want to take a bio break real quick.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. We'll be back in a minute.
Roger that.
You still there, Alan, or are you taking a break?
No, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere.
This place is fucked up.
Well, come on, man. You've seen the movie. You had to know we were going to be reenacting quite a bit of it. And it seems to me like this one's based more on the Johnny Depp one than the original.
I haven't seen either of those movies in a long time, but yeah.
Well, I only say that just because the way he's describing these guys, they look like, in my mind's eye, they're looking more like the little Indian Oompa Loompas rather than the orange and
True.
green ones. It'll be fun when we get to the fizzy lifting room.
Well, he showed us the door that leads back to the prophet or whatever, so that's probably the way we should go, right?
I figured we'd go towards the room that leads, or the one that he pointed out that leads, that the big people take to get to the chieftain.
Exactly.
And this. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Oh, I hope a remove curse will get rid of these damn crystals.
I was gonna make fun of you, kind of like the Val Kilmer Batman suit, where you got to like turn your shoulders to look left and right. But I guess you can turn your head. So I'm guessing that your elf is a little bit bi. She keeps checking all of us girls out.
Oh, no, she's straight up lesbian.
Oh, nice. I figure Jazzy's a fun time girl. She just goes whichever way the wind blows.
She's extremely vain, and she's a lesbian, and that's why she's really upset about this crystal covering shit.
Ah, don't worry, lassie. It enhances your eye color.
I'm back. Everybody having a good time?
Oh yeah, having a blast.
Definitely.
Those little fuckers are tough.
I was saying how fucked up this place is, but then again, it's a Lamentations module, so that's to be expected.
I was surprised Mika kept fucking with them. As you guys, I guess, out, it doesn't matter what you do. If you fuck with it, So I was like, wow, that's cool. And you guys are surviving. Not really the bad shit's really happened to you.
That's good. I've got some insane saves as a dwarf. I think I
You're
picked the
gonna
right
need 'em.
class. I think I picked the right class to be running around through here with all these poison gases and whatnot.
You picked a good one.
What's the story again with, I have the book here, but press attacks gives you a +2 to hit, but a -4 to armor class, and a defensive attack gives you +4 to armor class and -2 to hit. I think, is that right?
I believe you're right on that, yeah.
I was just reading because I wasn't sure if dwarfs could do the. I thought that was fighters only, but it's
No,
Fighters only.
dwarves and elves and
Yeah,
fighters.
I just read it. It's
Elves
fighters
can
and
do it too.
demi-humans. Oh, I guess not
I
the
didn't think halflings can.
No,
No.
you're right. It was just fighters, elves, and dwarfs.
Yeah, only those three, I believe.
That defensive attack's the only reason that Hans lived so long when we were in that crystal cave.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys complete that one?
Yeah,
Kinda,
just
pretty
yesterday.
much. We
I
explored
went
most
in
of it
as
before we decided to leave.
one of my best rolled up characters ever and came out as Sloth.
Oh yeah,
From
and the other
Goonies.
way around for Robin.
Yeah, for Robin's retainer.
Yeah.
That's just because Ian kept saying yes on all the stat drains and kept it going for like ever.
Yeah, Ian is a dick, honestly. Wow.
I didn't know that.
Incredible.
I didn't know we had to just say no to make it
It
stop.
doesn't matter if you didn't know.
Well, come on, it was fun.
It
Mhm.
was. I'm not complaining. I thought it was awesome.
I would have kept going until he died if Daniel hadn't said, you know.
Yeah, like I
No,
said,
not
you're a
so-
dick. Mhm.
I had a picture all queued up for the punishment character ready to go.
Yeah.
And I
I
died.
was still waiting for that. Sad.
I was gonna totally affect like a valley girl, like, oh my god, gag me with a spoon.
So we're all back. We shall continue. This might run into a second session. Are you guys cool with that?
I'm very cool with
Of
that.
course.
Okay. Unless you guys complete it or die, and then we can make you guys new guys. But you guys are going to the west, so we'll begin. It is unlocked. What would you like to do?
Stand 20 feet away while Princess opens it with her extra long, stretchy arms.
God, yeah.
That is true. You are an extra 5 feet back. You know, you can stretch those arms out.
Yeah.
Extra 5 feet. As you open this door, you've all probably watched the Goonies when they're down below messing with the pipes. A deafening loud room jam-packed with whirling tumblers, grinders, pressures, mixed vats, and pipes running all through this room. To advance further on, you'd have to crawl. As you look through this and the pipes and the different vats that are here, you also see and smell the chocolate liqueur. This is where they make it. This is where they combine it with other things. You also smell cocoa butter. And at the far end of the room, lined up in battle formation, is 23 pygmies. They stand at like a phalanx, wooden spoons in hand as if they're ready to charge you. The one that got hit but ran away is there. You see that there is a door to the south and a door to the west. But to get to those doors, you'd have to crawl. If not, you run the possibility of burning yourself through all these gears, these pipes of burning hot chocolate, the twirling masses of big objects. You have no idea what they do, swirling and twirling around in this room.
Yeah, let's crawl.
And you notice that
what about
you
those
see those.
pygmies?
They're at the far end. It looks like they're in a phalanx formation, and they're going to charge you, as if they got together, warned that you were coming. And then you see you're coming in between those two pipes that lead to the creamery, and going to those other those two vats that you guys were in the opposite room. You're still in that opposite room, but this is what you see, Princess.
Ideas? Ideas?
So let me get this straight, Clay. The pipes and stuff are on either side of the room, so the pygmies can still charge at us without crawling?
Let me, maybe, can you guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is you got all these pipes. You're over by where it says 16. That's the door you're coming from. That's one pipe, two pipes. Those two pipes go into the room that you're currently at. You see a door to the south and a door further west. But these pipes are going everywhere. You'd have to crawl through to go on further in. Running is impossible. You could try to narrowly climb around them and not touch them, kind of doing like a tango or a polo dance. But to be really safe and to have a less chance of getting hurt, you'd crawl. You'd low crawl through it.
Well,
the pygmies are standing.
Not going to crawl anywhere while these 23 pygmies are in the room. So
There's 23.
23, he said.
Remember, there was a door, and right next to the door was a little archway, and those pygmies ran into that archway, and this is what was on the opposite end of the wall, and that door is this room.
No, I missed the. I must have dropped right before you said the amount. I didn't realize that there was 23.
There's 23. Yeah.
Well, I guess we have to start taking them down. Try to. I'll fire my bow.
Okay.
I'll spin the round, reloading my crossbow.
As you guys are about to do this, the one in the lead says, "Halt! Intruders, what are you doing here?" We'll do a niche just so we can start. If you guys decide, I'm going to shoot this fucker, you can do that on your niche. So go ahead and roll it in.
Ha, I'm on 2.
9 again.
I am
Okay.
on 4.
Okay, it's going to be Princess, Pygmies, Dwarf, and our elf at the rear. So, Princess, what are you going to do?
I say, let us pass and we'll let you live.
As you throw up and there's no one in front of you, the leader says,
Ah, you have the blessing of the cocoa.
Yes, let us through.
you hear, and you notice the rear ranks, probably 4 or 5 of them, start to like move back some. And through the pipes and different things, you can't really see where they went.
Where would you like to go?
Do we're going for her, right?
Yeah, we want to see her.
Yeah.
She's got the map.
We want to see the chief.
Our chiefess, our queen.
Yes.
We will take you, but you must honor with a sacrifice. We want her.
And she points behind at you. You don't know if she's pointing at you, and you look behind, and you see your elven friend and the dwarf behind you.
With one of
For
us.
what?
She has been blessed. She must be offered to our god.
Fuck that, I shoot the fucker. And I miss.
So that starts it over. Ian, I'll give him a free attack as he just fuck that and shoots him. You compare past Princess's head because you're behind her, and it clang, 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 clang through the piping. And it'll be Princess. It's your go. You saw that arrow fly past you into the room.
Yeah, all my negotiations are.
They want to sacrifice me to their god. I'm not standing for that.
Oh my goodness. That die goes into the fuck off back, honestly. Okay, yeah, my arrow goes into one of the pipes, like poof.
You hear blah, 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 blah. As you see, he waves his chocolate spoon, you know, his wooden spoon. He licks it. Blah, 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 blah. And you notice that 10 of them charge forward. 10 of them go off to the south and disappear. And Princess, only 4 of them can get to you. The other guys are going to try to get by you, under your legs, around you. So I'll do the 4 at you. Does a 17 get you?
Yes.
Okay. You take 2 points. Does a 16 get you?
No.
It's 2, 3, 4. Okay. And the other 6 go past you. Who is next? The dwarf? I believe the dwarf is next, yes?
Yeah, probably dwarf.
Okay, so out of the 6, 3 will go for you. 19. Ooh, 20. 2 points for you. And miss. And then the last 3 will go for the elf in the back. 14, miss. 13, miss. So you have 3 on the dwarf, 3 on the elf, and 4 for Princess. What would you like to do?
Wow.
Who's next?
It is now the dwarf's turn.
Well, currently I have my reloaded crossbow in my hand, so I'd probably fire point blank range at the closest guy, try and shoot him in the face.
Yeah, you see 3 of them. They're punching you in the ankle.
And I will hit at a 15 for max of 6 points of damage.
You cleave right into his skull. Pop.
It goes all the way through his head. It doesn't hit anyone behind him, but yeah, all the way through.
Yeah, he's bolted down. He's just standing there.
And with that, I would I can't reattach this to my hip and pull out my mace in the same round, so I just sit there.
You can.
I'm not
You can
moving.
switch weapons. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay, since you're not moving.
Yeah, if you're not going to move, I'll let you do it.
All right, then I would swap weapons. I just now realize that my mace should have been at a D8 rather than a D6, so I'll start rolling that next time.
Not a problem. And it is now Fiona, I believe.
Celine?
Celine, your turn.
Okay. I can still use my bow at point blank range, right?
With the size and stuff, yes.
Yeah, okay. Cool. That ran up to me. So 13 to hit.
You hit him.
4 points.
You crush into him, but he's still standing. And he's kind of hitting you in the, trying to hit you in the ankles, in the thighs.
My beautiful crystal-covered thighs.
Yep, you are covered in blood-covered crystals. It is back on top. Princess, your go. You notice your companions are being swarmed by pygmies. You're being swarmed by pygmies.
Yeah. Should we run as I attack one of
No.
those swarming me? Oh, come on. 10?
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
We can take them.
Their turn. You guys are fighting, and you hear come from behind as you guys in the rear look over. The door to the creamery shuts. And the pygmies that are fighting in the back will go for Princess. You're 16? No, that misses you.
Yep.
14.
Oh.
Okay, you're a good Princess. Now the dwarf. I got it. Funny. 2 points. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2. 19 for the elf.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 1 point.
Okay.
Again, she just punches you in the thigh. Actually, is that including the +2 I gave you?
Yes.
Okay, so you take a point of damage as you get punched in the thigh. But again, you really don't feel it as bad as you thought you would because of your crystal-crusted body.
Nice.
Absorb some of that. And we're back on top.
Shoot it. Okay, that's better. Oh, man. 16 and
Okay.
1 damage.
You graze him.
Yeah. God.
Okay. I believe
Wait,
that's
I got confused with the order there. I thought Princess went and then the pygmies went.
Princess just went. Yeah, now
Okay.
it's the pygmies.
With the pygmies just went and then you went back to Princess.
Oh, my bad. It is now. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. We'll
Sorry,
take.
don't mean to be that guy, but I got skipped.
No. You both got. So it is the dwarf, and then it's. I skip both of you. I am sorry. Go ahead, Alan. Speak up. Speak up.
Roger that. I will swing at one of these 3 that are in front of me since I have my mace out and try and crush the life out of them. Hitting with a 13 for 7 points of damage.
Okay, you smash him, and there's only actually 1 left. The other one is dead. He's just pelted to the ground. So you have 1 facing you.
Awesome.
And now it is
Celine,
Celine's turn.
her. That's 16 to hit for 6 damage.
You kill him easily. As you guys are battling, go ahead, Celine. And what is the dwarf's name again?
Jazzy.
Jazzy, go ahead. Give me, I guess, what would be a spot check here? Search? Would that be a spot?
Yeah, search, I suppose. Nope.
I roll a 6. So that's a. Yeah, I'm too busy singing.
You're too busy. You're both too
songs
busy
as I'm
fighting,
bashing.
swinging around, jumping around, doing your thing. That's going. So we are back on top with Princess. You fired, did the 1 point of damage. Pygmies.
Yeah, I want to increase that 1 point of damage on that one. Yeah, 16 again and 5 points of damage.
Okay, you killed the one facing.
Oh yeah,
you.
nail him to the ground.
Easily done. The pygmies miss you, Alan, the 1, and the 3 on you. Celine missed you as well. Everyone is missed at this during this round. They didn't roll very well, and Celine, you're hearing noises, and you're hearing coming from behind you again. As you turn back, you see 2 pygmies have grabbed each side of that gear, and then 2 more jump onto that gear. So there's enough where 2 can hang on each side, and they're jumping. And you slowly see that pot starting to lift again.
God damn son of a bitch. We got a problem back here, guys.
Oh,
And
really?
It is Jezzy's turn.
Jazzy will swing at this last one in front of her with a 14 for 3 points of damage, doing this like water polo, or not water polo, but a regular polo kind of upward uppercut hit.
He flies up and lashes down, and he's slowly trying to get himself up.
And
It is
then,
now Celine's turn. Oh, go ahead. What are you going to do? You can move if you want.
She was going to move back to where wherever that gear is that these guys are eyeing on.
Okay, you can move over there, and you can get to the nearest ones and attack them next round. Celine, it is your turn.
I'll shoot at one of those that's on the gears. 12.
You hit him.
2 points.
Okay, he's, and she swings back. She flashes you. And she turns back, and she's hanging on, and she's part of the team again. But you notice that arrow sticking out, and it's hurting her. She's kind of getting a little woozy, but she's hanging on. Would you like to do anything else?
No, I'll stand my ground.
Okay. It is back on top with Princess.
Try to get rid of the swarm to my feet again. You can take care of the pot, of the gear. 10.
Goes wide.
Yeah.
You see that that big iron bowl start to move. It starts to slush out more chocolate. You think another round, unless you guys can do something. That bowl will be enough where it'll fill, and you may get hit. It'll fill this room up, and you notice the pump, the pipe above it is pushing out chocolate into it. So they're continuing to. The others will attack. Missing you guys horrendously. It's now Jez's turn.
Would it be possible to, like, I'm imagining, tell me if I'm wrong in what I'm imagining. Are these guys like, it's kind of like a seesaw? They're pushing, one side pushes up while the other side pulls down, back and forth? Or
yeah,
like
you could walk over and put a hand on each end, and it's big enough for your hands to just go like this. You could pump it.
Okay.
And then there's like a latch on the bottom of it to reverse it. So you're just pumping to move it. You're just tick, tick, and it's on a teeth, on a gear, and you move that little latch on the bottom, and then it'll shift over. Or you could jam it up if you move that latch. But that would be an open doors if you're going to do it while they're pumping away, because these guys are jumping and pulling down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will definitely try to open door and push that latch in there.
Go ahead.
And I rolled a 2, and with my strength bonus, that will be a success.
Okay, you wedged it in there, and it stops. And the ones closest to you are up, and the other ones are down. And they look really pissed off.
Right there.
Yeah, not a problem. You're in between them. You kind of kick that latch in, and now it is Celine's turn. You see, he has stopped the bowl from dumping, but with the amount of pressure coming from above, it'll slowly still spill out, but not as bad as it would if the bowl was tipped.
All right, I'll shoot one of these bastards that's fighting at my ankles. 17 for 5.
You kill another one, just easily done. You can describe it if you like.
Yeah, just basically kind of standing over him, and I just fire it straight down into his head.
And just like a puppy dog that's being whipped, just.
How many puppy dogs do you whip?
I've seen the cartoons.
Yeah.
The ones, it's back on top. It's Princess's go. I'm sorry about that. But you think that the ones around you, Celine, are going to bail. I think there's only one. I think you killed the other 2. And those in the area, i.e. the one that was the 3. No, you didn't kill any on the top. The guys moving the gear, they are looking scared. They look like they're going to bail too. So anybody in the creamery looks like they're going to bail. It's back on top, Princess.
Okay, if they're gonna bail, I can shoot at the ones which are attacking me. Oh man, with the 2? No. Oh man, what's wrong?
You're not used to those stretchy long arms you got. You
Yeah,
just keep overshooting them,
honestly.
hitting 5 feet away.
Okay, it's them. They bail. You guys will be able to do some damage to the guys that are on the gear, but the ones that are in the other room will be able to escape out of one of their hole tunnels. But in the creamery, you will be able to. You'll be able to go after the ones that are in the creamery. If you want, you'll be able to either attack them, grab them, however you want to do it. But they're going to flee. It is now Jez's turn.
Yeah, I try and snatch one of these fleeing guys up. Just grab them by
Okay, give me a grapple check.
hold them upside down. Is that modified by my strength?
Yes, it is.
That will be a 12.
You've got one.
Yes.
Go ahead and let's contest it. Go do a strength check. Let's see if you can get out of your hands. I don't think you can.
Oh, I rolled a 20. So it would be a 21.
You've got him. He's he fails. So he flees. It is Celine's turn. What would you like to do? You can hit one, grab one.
I got a question for you, Clay. How do you do like arrow recovery in your games?
If you roll a d6, if you get a 6, it breaks while you're trying to recover it from the bodies. Anything else, you'll make it.
Okay.
You just give that one chance of it breaking as you're plucking out of the body.
I don't think I'm going to shoot at any of these that are running away. Actually, I'll reserve. I'll just start plucking up my arrows. And what I'll do is I've fired 9 arrows since this adventure began, so I'll roll 9d6.
Sounds
just
good.
Figure out, and I'll I only had 12 arrows anyway, so I'll mark off however many I use.
Sounds good, sir. So, what would you guys like to do? The pygmies have fled, and before the chief or the leader, he turns and says, "The goddess or the prophet knows you're here, and our queen will know you're here. You've killed our brothers and sisters." And he flees.
I guess she already knew anyway, right?
I'll tie a slip knot in my rope and cut off like a 5-foot leader of it, and slip it around this dude's neck, kind of like a leash. And I'm not very nice, so I'm just gonna break his arms real quick.
You break them.
Like at the wrists.
Okay, you just like a butterfly. You just squeeze his hand in your 2 big ass gnarly fingers, and they snap. Pop, 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 pop. Ah! I'm gonna say he has 1 hit point after you break his wrists.
Okay. And then once he's on this leader, I'll set him back down and
you hear. You notice that he probably doesn't speak your tongue. Do you speak Spanish? I don't remember if you did or not.
I don't, but the elf did.
Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't even roll. So.
Oh, go ahead and roll, dwarf. I'll let you roll.
I rolled a 4, so no, I don't speak Spanish.
Princess, you hear the pygmy is going, "You motherfucker! I'll kill you! I'll roast your nuts!"
I don't think so.
I don't think he likes you very much.
Yeah, it's like a rabid chihuahua looking up at you, and his hands are just, shaking because they've broken them.
And I'll tell my companions, tell them to lead us to where the boss lady is, Lucille.
I can speak Spanish, but yeah, Celine. I'll look expectantly to the elf.
Yeah, I'll say it to him.
It's broken. It's kind of really hard Spanish, but you guys get it. That's why he sounds the way he does. Crane, stop! And he points and he flicks his hand. But since you broke it probably into his forearm, it just flops over, and you don't really know where he's pointing. And then he stares at it as he flaps it around a little bit. Stop! And he flops it again, but it's so broken it's just hanging there.
I'll give the end of the leash over to Celine, since she can speak with him and say, "Tell him to lead us." And choke him if he gets out of line. Just yank on
I
this.
will. Yep. I'll point. So I'll shoulder my bow. I'll have my long knife in my hand, and I'll kind of keep it close to his neck as he's leading us on.
He's leading you back.
All of these pipes and stuff. He's leading us back.
He's leading you back to the pipe room where you guys, the door you opened, the liquor area. He tells you, he looks back to the door where you guys came from into the creamery and says, "Door barred. Must go this way." So
I'll nick him with the knife for like a point of damage.
You know enough that if you nick him, you'll drop him to 0. Yeah, breaking both his arms or his hands, which you tried to do. You broke his arms, his hands, his fingers. He's all fucked up.
I just crushed it all.
He's all fucked up.
Right. All right. Well, I'll just tell him. I'll just tell him that if he tries any kind of treachery, his broken hands is the least of his worries.
Okay. He looks at you. "You are too big to go through the room, so you may get hurt, but not my fault." And he kind of walks towards that door, and at the end of your leash, he's almost to the door to lead into the liquor flow room. And you see the sign on the door that you guys have opened to go in there. It says liquor flow.
I'll ask him, are there any more recipes and instructions like this one? And I'll pull out the fucking skinned one we had from before.
His lips start to tremble. His eyes get big as you're showing him parts. And he's, "You animals! That was my brother. The lady. And he's trying to choke. He's choking on. "The oracle, the prophet, she has recipes. She is in heaven, and we never transgress there."
Well, we're going to take you to heaven. Lead the way.
Are you going to heaven or to meet our queen? What is your order?
And he kind of farts and spews at the same time.
Oh. I've been assuming up to this point that the queen and the prophets were the same. Well, team huddle. Which one did they say had the map? The queen or the prophet? The queen has the map, right?
Queen has the map. Prophet apparently has recipes.
All right. Well, then queen first.
Ask him where the coca beans are as well.
And where are the beans?
Our God gives us the beans. Would you like to see our God?
So we got a god, a prophet, and a queen.
Which one's closer?
He starts to cough.
I can take you to our God and our queen, our chiefess, queen, chiefess, queen.
And he starts to talk to himself as he's got split personality. Queen, chiefess. And it looks like he's trying to smack himself in frustration, but his arm just flops there, and he stares at it.
I'll smack him in frustration.
Yeah, and Princess shouts, "Queen!"
He starts to cough.
You must go that way.
And he kind of points his head because his fingers and his hands and his arms don't work. And he points to the west.
All right, princess.
Excuse me.
Oh, I thought you were role playing. That way,
okay.
Point west.
So what I need from you guys to do is I need you guys to make save versus breath because of the steam, things rolling around. It is hard. You guys are going to have to crawl through. So go ahead and give me a save versus breath.
I failed.
I also failed.
Did anyone roll a 1?
Too. No.
No.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, your hand does not get trapped in the gear.
No,
okay, so you
God.
guys are going to be taking a 1 point of damage. You're brushing up against the piping, and it starts to burn you.
This is
Yeah, I imagine as I'm crawling, my little bare dwarven ass cheeks that are hanging out from this melted
They get some
goop,
singe.
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
they get some singe.
You can either go south to go back into the hallway that you were in, or you can continue going west. But either way, you're going to have to make another breath save.
Do we have that guy with us?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
ask him which way, south or west?
Must go west.
West. West it is.
You're not lying to me, are you, little one?
I failed that breath save too.
Oh, I'm awesome on that
It's
one.
going to be, you're going west, there'll be 2 breath saves, because every 10 feet you're going to need to make one, and that's 20 feet away.
I passed one and I failed one.
I learned
Okay.
to burn my butt cheeks. I passed both.
If you failed, you take 1 per failure. Nobody rolled the 1, correct?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Thank God.
But I definitely
your
failed
hands.
both. So
Okay, so you take 1 point per failure as steam and again the pipes are burning you. You make it to the door and the door is open, or not open but unlocked. Excuse me.
Good.
You
Let's
find
get
yourself
out
in a
of here.
hallway. There's a
We do
door
what?
to your west.
Oh.
You find yourself back in a hallway. There's a door to your west, kind of as you open the door, it's straight ahead of you, but it's to the west. To the north is a wall. To the south is a door. Then you're back into that T section of the hallway you were in before you entered the creamery.
which way now, little man?
Easiest is to go west.
And he points to the door that you guys are right across from. You realize as you look there, Celine, you know that he purposefully led you guys further into the room when you could have just gone south to get back in the hallway that you were in. It connects to this hallway.
I realize that.
You realize that because you're an elf and you're kind of direct. You know your directions, i.e., you know your elven senses.
Why did you take us the long way around? I'll slap him.
You smack.
It would be a great honor to bring you to Queen.
Why did you lead us the long way around?
You needed to be softened up.
Before you are eaten.
No more softening.
He looks at you defiantly, and then when you look like you're about to do anything, he cowers down and squats down. His chin is on his nuts, and he's really down as far as he can go. And
You are right. I follow you.
he tries to give you a salute and smacks himself in the face with his broken arm and hand.
No, following us is wrong. Oh, I don't understand him. Sorry.
So, west.
Yes, west.
Okay.
Right when you go there, you notice that there's a plaque on this door. It says the Roastery and Mill. And you hear work being committed inside. You know, the wheel where you kind of break down the wheat and everything. And you hear movement coming from inside, really loud.
Mill means beans. Oh, that rhymes.
And he looks at you. Must enter.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity. If we have to enter anyway, let's get some beans. And open
Let's
the
find
door.
Okay, you open the door.
Was it
In here,
muted?
you find
Oh, okay.
hello.
Hey,
Hello?
sorry. We didn't hear
All
you
right.
said inside you find, and that's all we heard.
That's all we heard was you find, and then hello.
Okay. Am I back?
You are.
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. I guess my TV went to sleep mode. Okay, inside, you find yourself. There's enough light in the hallway you can see this, but it is a boiling, dark room filled with ovens, metal contraptions, giant mill, and a conveyor belt. Here, the cocoa beans are roasted, then melted and grounded into cocoa nibs. You see 30 pygmies working the ovens and the other machines here, but they're so focused on the work, you know that they haven't noticed you.
Can he tell them to leave us alone? I say to Celine.
I'll say it to him. I'll say, you tell them to leave us alone. You're escorting us to the queen to be eaten. Yes?
And unless you disturb these underlings, they will not bother you.
Do you
But
see any beans?
Yeah, you see cocoa beans. This is where they roast them, and then they mill them and ground them into cocoa nibs, you know, little packets and stuff. You see fresh beans here. You see,
full of those.
you see as they go. But he did say before you thought that as long as you don't interrupt them, they'll leave you alone. They're too focused in on their work.
We need
The
some of these
underlings, he called them.
Hey, princess, you look pretty handy with them long arms. Perhaps you could snatch one up unseen.
Oh yeah, you got like sleight of hand or something, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, in a convenient moment, I'd like to try that.
Okay, you step into the room. You've got to step in at least 10 feet before you can reach over the other 10. And as you step in the room for that first round, go ahead and give me a constitution check, please.
Everyone?
Constitution.
She does as she stepped in.
Yep.
Okay. With that, okay, then it's a D6. Let me know what you get.
Mm-hmm. A 4.
Okay. It is really hot, but nothing happens. It's just extremely hot. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll as you try to steal from one of the workers. And you see right in front of where you're stealing, this dude is just working. He's naked, swinging around, but he's working fast. Think of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with the nuts, the squirrels and the nuts. And the squirrels are checking to see if they're good nuts, and they're smashing them and roasting them. And
Rolled a 1, so that's
okay,
for 1
you take
third.
it. You take it right from his hand, and he just seems like he didn't even see that one go. And they're big beans. They're about, I would say, the size of the pygmy's head.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Then you see a door, and where you guys, there's a conveyor belt on the door that you guys are at. You'd either have to slip under the conveyor belt, over it, and you see 2 doors on the far wall. Think of southwest wall. You see 2 doors. And let me kick back on the camera here.
Which way does the little guy want us to go?
Okay. As you can see you see the picture?
Yes.
Let me get closer.
Yeah.
You see this door right here is where you guys came in. You see these 2 doors off right here are the doors you can see. You'd have to slip under the conveyor belt or over it to go to one of those 2 doors. And the pygmy that you captured says, there!
Which door?
Either. Go same place.
All right, let's go.
Okay. As long as you guys
I'll try
don't
to
disturb
go under the.
Yeah, I try to
Yeah.
go under to not
Me
disturb.
too.
roll a D6. If you roll a 1, let me know.
2.
I'm fine.
5.
You see Princess, she's creeping forward first, and right when she gets on the conveyor belt, she goes, "Ugh!" And then she kind of jerks her head up, and she's just about to hit the conveyor belt, and it just brushes her hair. And you see the beans going across, and you don't disturb it. You crawl
I will
under
try
her.
not to crawl through her vomit.
You easily make it around her vomit. And you guys are getting to the next door again. There's 30 pygmies in here, and they're working hard. You see next to the doors, now that you guys have traveled through, there's a small, again, these pygmies probably run this way and travel. They don't go through the door. They go through these open tunnels. But they're so beautifully hidden that it looks like wall. But now that you guys have seen enough of them and they run through, you guys are able to you're able to check that it's not a wall. It's actually a hole that they've been running in and out of. So, I will go to the next room. Okay, you notice that you were in this room. You feel, Celine, since you were checking it out, and the others, that you guys are in that bird aviary. It's 80 feet tall. The room is 80 feet tall, but it's another 20 feet where the glass dome is. It's warm in here. Off further towards the southwest, you see a huge tree. A huge, massive tree towers over everything in this dome greenhouse. The area feels like a jungle, smelling of shit, sweat, and sweat stinking of rotten fruit. To the east, the room is collected 50 small huts, and that's directly below you. As you open the door, about 15 feet below you, you see 50 small huts made out of the husk of cocoa bean pods. You think that each hut would hold 3 pygmies. And as you open the door, you hear coming, kind of blaring out, as you look around, you notice that there are pipes. And that's when you hear a voice. Ah, we have company, my children. We must welcome them with open arms. Welcome, uninvited guests. I hope you enjoy my factory. And at that, you hear rumbling coming from the village. And you see eyes kind of poke out. And you guys are entering. I'm going to say that Princess is in the lead, and you guys are seeing the village from the doorway that you're out. And I will end it there, as it has been.
No! Man!
So I hope you guys had fun. I'm going to kill the broadcast. Yeah, there we go.
That's really
Everyone have
cool.
fun?
Yeah,
Later.
thanks for running.
I don't think I'll